Hello everyone. Now, let me just change over here. Here we go. Much better. Hello everyone. How you doing? Hope you guys having a good day so far. So yeah, last stream, which was yesterday, we did some good progress with Space Marine 1. Right, I also managed to get some proper exposure to the multiplayer, how we're gonna be dealing with the fucking online shit. Yeah, at least that was that. But yeah, we're pretty much gonna be doing more of it though today. But yeah, I know the schedule was supposed to be Rapid Cortex, I think, today, but with the stuff like this, with the multiplayer, where you have to rely on other people's schedules to do this shit, I want to do this as soon as possible. So yeah, I think for the next few streams, I'm just gonna be doing Space Marine 1, just so I can get the fucking multiplayer done. Yeah, I think we'll probably just do that. But yeah. Let's see. Man, last stream we managed to get like what? 2 weapons for the upgrade? Yeah, something like that. So hopefully you should be able to get at least some more stuff done today. Yeah, hopefully. That is if there's like more than one person on the match that the guy's doing. Yeah, I don't really know who's he playing with, so we'll see. So yeah. With all that said and done, let's go straight to it, shall we? So let me just change right here. Right, and I'm also gonna have a wait, what? I gotta be kidding me. I left the fucking capture card on. The hell? You gotta be kidding me. Why do I keep fucking doing this? Why do I keep leaving the fucking capture card on? Fucking hell. Alright, whatever. I'm gonna check something real quick. Nice, just see if there isn't any loss in quality or whatever. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to that. I completely forgot to fucking I don't know what happened. Made me completely forget about turning off the fucking capture code. All right, let's go into it, shall we? Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see how much we can do today. I'll probably just I'll put on the video once we start doing this shit. That once we are actually in the session. Let's see. Yeah, online. Let's see. Okay. It said that he was doing Seize Ground. I don't know if he was doing a... Yeah, I think he's probably doing a fucking private match. Maybe. Yeah, he's probably doing a private match. And I just need to wait for him to send an invite. Let's see. Yep, ready for battle. Right. Okay. All right. Guess he was just waiting for me. I thought that'd be more people. Guess not. All right. Let's see. What should we start with? I mean, it's only gonna be both of us. Might be best if we just customizer. It might be best if I switch the assault one, yeah, with the pistol, so I can start doing the plasma pistol as well. I guess it's just gonna be just the two of us. Kinda sucks though that I can't really get the multi-kills just yet. Alright, let's see if I can get this shit to work. Yeah, I'm just setting up the video here. Yeah, that. Then where is it? This. Yeah, here we go. Alright. What do we have here?
What's going on, internet? The Black Okage here, aka TBH. And to be honest, I'd like to welcome y'all back to the Gaming Illuminati podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, and you're now tuned in to episode 159. If you're watching the video version of the show at youtube.com/GI Updates, know this show is available on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and all other major podcast platforms. Be sure to rate the show 5 stars on Apple and Spotify. We need that 5-star rating to move up in the algorithm and bring in new listeners. Also, follow the podcast on social media. We drop daily content on our social media pages. We're available on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Our handle on every platform is at GI Updates. And if you want to join the Discord, join at discord.gg/GI Updates. Links to all our social media platforms will be in the description box below of the video version at youtube.com/GI Updates. Now, with all the promotion out of the way, allow me to introduce you to my co-hosts, the first of which just got his first YouTube paycheck. So you can catch him on Twitter popping off about how he's only going up from here. UTX, Capsule Corp the Don, say what up to the people.
You know what? That was like probably in a long time one of the nicest intros you had from me, man. I appreciate that. I do want to let the audience know that please save your pets because they're eating your cats and dogs out here.
Oh my god!
Yeah, this pistol takes
I just
a really long time to kill someone.
Watts got cats. T-Bane's got a dog, so eat those guy dogs. Yeah, I'm just saying. You better watch out, man. You better watch out.
You're right. That intro was too nice. I should have changed it. It said something about your connection.
Yeah, what is with that dude's
we don't want to hear it in the comment section.
webcam?
We know he's pixelated. JG's internet's fucking up. We don't want to hear it.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he's already mentioned about it.
My second co-host, when she's not busy yapping on Twitch, she can be found getting flued out by Capcom and getting the VIP treatment. It's 5,000 watts. Say what up to the people.
Hi, it's good to be here. I'm very excited to talk about Monster Hunter Wilds if we can.
Yeah, I got it on the notes. I got it.
Okay, good.
About it.
I do. I want to yap about it all the time.
And last, but certainly not least, he said in the group chat he's overwhelmed and can't handle all the games coming out this fall. But I just laughed because I was like, what do you mean you can't handle any of the games? You don't beat them anyway. So Ethos, say what up to the people.
Yeah, whatever, man. I beat more games.
What about all the games? What about the games that are coming out? I don't even play them.
That I do play games. So by the end of the year, I will know my count. I will know how many games I beat.
Your gamer body count. That's funny.
My gamer body count.
Have you started the list already?
Yeah, I've already. Okay. I think I'm forgetting some games.
I'm trying to pull out the fucking trophy list here to see how many kills I need
almost
this
at
guy,
10.
but it's
know.
taking
It's
way
not
too
bad.
fucking
It's
long.
not bad, but I think I'm missing a couple, so I'll have to add to that list. I just gotta make sure I do more than TBH. That's my bare minimum. If I can do more than
There we go.
TBH, I'll be happy.
Oh man, it's gonna be tough, bro.
I know. I missed
Okay,
something.
150.
He's trying to beat me to it.
I have to get
Perfect
150
segue
with this
into the
thing.
leading conversation of the show. The first game we're going to talk about is one you actually missed. Black Myth Wukong, one of the biggest games of the year.
I'll be right back.
I appreciate it.
He too busy doing other shit, I guess.
Black Myth Wukong is an action adventure game. They said it's not a Souls-like, but I think it is. We could debate that when we get into the conversation. It was first revealed 4 years ago. A trailer randomly dropped on YouTube from an unknown
It takes a
Chinese
lot of
developer
fucking
known as Game
shots
Science, and ever
for
since
this
then, people have been super
worm to go
excited about it
down.
because it stars one of the most iconic characters in fantasy, Wukong, and it looked like a cool action adventure game that was taking advantage of the Unreal Engine 5. I think it was late last year. We finally got a release date. We didn't even know if it was going to come to the West for the longest. And the game is finally here. It launched since the last podcast. It is available on PC and PS5. And I'm gonna give ladies first.
Just
the floor.
fucking keep
Watts,
shooting
give us the
until he
good, bad, and
goes
ugly
down.
on Black Myth Wukong.
So I'm only in about halfway through chapter 4, and there's like 6 chapters. So I'm not at the end. I haven't seen the end game. I started a little bit later. I've been having a really good time with it, but there's been parts that I've hated, like chapter 3, the jail.
Yeah, I have heard
Before you start ragging, just
from
tell me
him
what you
that the
like.
game
I don't
is a
wanna know
little
what you hate. Tell me
clunky.
what you like, because I got a lot of shit I hate too. We're gonna get into it. Go
I got
ahead.
a lot of stuff I like. as well. So I like the combat.
I don't know.
think
I
the
still
combat
need to
is
get the
very fun.
the
I
game
think
on
they
my
do a good
hands.
job of making you feel powerful. Like it's very much so an action RPG. They give you super strong powers. When you get to where I'm the point in the game where I'm at, you can kind of spam your abilities a lot of the time, your spells and stuff like that. So they do a good job of making you feel powerful. The boss designs, like the way they look, I think they look really cool.
Right, that's the big
a lot
thing
of
that
really,
people
really
keep
good boss
mentioning,
designs.
just
The
how the
environments are beautiful.
the
There's
boss
been a lot of
designs.
time where I'm walking around and I'm just looking at how gorgeous the game is. And then the other thing that I,
that's
think
a
is
big-
really
yeah, it's also a
unique that
big
kind of
thing.
pushes the
Another
game
big
to
thing
be
that I noticed in the game.
unique is at the end of each chapter, there's a different animated cutscene, and they're all animated in different styles. So you have like stop
Right,
motion.
I think I
you've
remember
got,
seeing that from, like,
anime
Angry
style.
Joe's,
It's really cool that they're being
review
super
where it
creative
mentioned
with that.
there's
So
like
there's a lot
right
that
before
I
you do
like about
bosses
the game.
or afterwards,
There's a lot
there's
that I
like
I'm
different
currently having a
cutscenes
good time in
with
chapter 4.
different art
I like
styles
the
and
way it
shit.
looks there. I'm glad to be out of the snow, to be honest with you.
I was told by somebody in my chat that
It reminds me a lot of like Mind Over Mutant, but it's not just with. Unlike that game, it's not just with. It's not just with bosses and shit. Just backstory. I think with Mind Over Mutant, it's it was like almost all of them had different art style for some reason.
the actual animations at the end of every chapter, they're animated by people who worked on Naruto. And I was like, I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't do my research, but I could believe it because the animation, it did surprise me. It is top tier. It's really good.
It's super good. Yeah, like when you go from, because the first one is like, oh, okay, because you don't know what else they have. And then you get the end of chapter 2 and you're like, this is like stop motion graphics. This is different. So having a different vibe every single time, I think is just a really creative way to do stuff.
It was one with the
enjoyed that.
fox thing, right?
Enjoyed them
Something
a lot.
like that.
Jay, what's your positives on the game?
Positives, I love the combat, especially once you start leveling up. So that's great. I love the level design outside of obviously chapter 3, and some other, which we'll talk about the negatives again. I will talk about
There's
the
just
positives.
no one else
And
that can play the fucking game
some of
right
the
now.
boss fights are really amazing. I just think the overall theme of this game is really good. So that's what I really enjoy. I think that you know, even though like you really don't even really have to care about the story, but I just
can do
think the
the
overall theme,
sword
and the fact that, like,
afterwards.
again, Wukong is iconic, especially in video games. It draws you into it and wants you to it forces you to continue more, you know, throughout the story and find all the secrets too. I like how this game is, you know, linear when it comes to the chapters, but also, you know, you have those secret corridors that you can go down and find like a lot of different secret fights and special weapons and stuff like that. So that's what I appreciate about the game.
Okay. I think
Yeah,
my
we're definitely gonna be
positives
here for a bit.
are,
There's
easily
like
one of the best
a lot more
games of
people. This
generation
won't take as long.
You can tell it's running on the Unreal Engine 5, so it's one of those games I do feel like if somebody sees you playing and they walk by, they don't know what it is, they are going to be like, oh, what's that? It does captivate the eye. The art direction I think is really nice.
There's
The
actually no one
combat,
else
I
that wants
think
to
once you
fucking farm
accept
the
it for
game.
what it is good. I do enjoy it for the most part, but what I will say for anybody who hasn't played it, if you look at it, if you like watch somebody on Twitch or YouTube, it looks almost like it plays like God of War or Devil May Cry or something like that, but it doesn't. And I don't know, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. In my opinion, the game plays more like Final Fantasy VII Remake. And what I mean is when you have to commit to when you press a button, basically you cannot spam anything. So like when you hit an animation, you have to let the animation go all the way
probably
through.
doing
And if you
other
hit the
stuff,
square button
maybe.
one too many times, you're gonna get messed up by a boss, and you cannot cancel out of any animation. And I filled out most of the skill tree. There's no way around that. So like you do have to play the game a certain type of way, and I think it plays more like Final Fantasy
I
VII
fucking
Remake,
hate
which might
people
throw
that
some
they
people
join
off
up and
because it
then
looks like a
when
button
they're
masher,
online
but
they
it's
don't
not.
actually fucking do anything.
And then
After
I agree, the
fucking teasing
cutscenes at the
you
end
or
of the
whatever.
at the end of every chapter. Also, the end of every chapter is fire. At the end of every chapter, there's a major boss fight. I think my favorite part so far, I'm on chapter 6, which is the last one. I'm at the very end of the game. So far, my favorite moment has been at the end of chapter 3. The boss fight there was fire. A really just epic set pieces that you'd be like, man, this is their first like AAA game. They knocked it out of the park for these sections. I think the best way I can define Black Myth Wukong is when it's good, it's really good. But on the
But there are
opposite
some
end of the
parts that you
spectrum,
have
when it's
to
bad, oh
keep in
my
mind.
fucking god, it's bad.
Yeah, that's
I
just
would
from
say
what I heard
you
from.
can tell this is their first
from
game.
Black
I've seen a
Okage.
lot of people screaming game of the year. It just is not. If you want to put it in the conversation, I'm okay with that. But I don't think it's definitive game of the year, especially because we just got Space Marines coming out.
Yeah, definitely.
We got Astro.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for that
we
by
got
just
more
playing this
bangers
game.
coming too. So I'm like, I don't think it's an absolute shoe in. But Watts, let's switch it over to the negatives. What were some things that you disliked about the game?
So kind of like what you mentioned, when I first started playing right away, I didn't love that you couldn't animation cancel, because that feels like it's kind of put into what you would expect from Souls-like kind of combat, right? Where it's very
But
intentional
when
and
you
slow
block or
combat,
whatever.
but they were
Yeah, that's pretty-
very
that's-
clearly
I think that
going
also happens in
for
Kingdom
a
Hearts,
high
I
action
think.
RPG power
Or just your
fantasy
basic
kind of combat.
hack
So
and
I felt like
slashers.
at the
Like
beginning,
it's just
I felt like that
interrupt
didn't really
animations
mesh
when
very
blocking.
well together with what they were trying to do. But now that I've got more things available to me and I can use them more often, it feels more like it's skewed towards the action RPG. I don't like the amount of invisible walls. And the reason for that is because you'll look somewhere, there will be a statue, and then 2 steps in front of the statue, there's an invisible wall. And I'm like, why isn't the wall just the statue? Because it makes it feel more natural. So they haven't done a great job of distinguishing between a place that I can go to and a place that I definitely can't. Like there's sometimes that you can tell where the textures are not as pristine as places you can go, and you're like, okay, that's somewhere I definitely can't go. But there's a ton of stuff where I'm like, really, I can't go there? So that kind of makes it hard to navigate some of these chapters that are really open, because it doesn't do a good job of giving me points of interest that I can be like, okay, I passed that, I know where I'm going. Or it's hard to tell where you can go and when you can't. So when I'm running around in the snow for hours upon hours upon hours, I'm like, I don't know the difference between that tree with snow and that tree
then
with
other
the snow.
one with snow.
Is that they're not doing anything to distinguish between the different areas.
Yeah, they're like,
so it can
what,
make a lot of it
copy-pasting?
feel like you're just running around endlessly in a maze. And I think that's why a lot of reviews were saying if they had a map, it would have been better. And I didn't get it until I just started playing, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, I see where they're coming from with. Even if you had like a compass or something, it would make exploring these chapters a little bit more enjoyable. There are some bosses where I'm like, what are they doing? Like, I feel like I can't see. There's a lot of particle
is the
effects,
camera,
which
or there's some
they look
stuff that
really, really good, but
that
sometimes
blocks
there's
your
just so
view or
much going
whatever?
on that you can't really see what's going on. I think that's about it for me for now, I think. Mostly the invisible walls and like traversing around the different chapters was, I think, the biggest thing for me, because I want to explore and find everything, because there are a lot of secrets, and I'm really glad that,
Right.
you know, we heard it's
Typical
just a
from these
boss
types of
rush.
games, I
It's
guess.
not just a boss rush, there's so many secrets to find and things to figure out, but it makes it kind of annoying to find those things.
Yeah, that's why I actually disagree with what JG was saying. I think the level design is not good in this game at all, and it pertains exactly to what you were talking about. It is very hard to navigate this game. The number of times I looked at something and I said, "Oh, let me go there," and it looks like you can't, and you
it's
cannot,
an
you just run
invisible
into a wall.
Yep.
It is so irritating how often that happens. And for me, I'm like, it's like they didn't know if they wanted to make an open world game or a linear game. And to add even more to what
it's very
Watts is
much
saying,
like
too, the thing that actually
yeah,
pissed
from
me
what I've
off,
seen,
too,
it tends to be more like
places
the
that you can
semi-open
explore,
world,
more
like
than half
the
of them
Tomb Raider
leads to
game, the
nothing.
recent Tomb Raider
So
games.
there are a handful of secrets in here, but then like especially in that snow area that you said you hated, there were so many times where I would explore.
Yeah, it's like a
big
big area
no cool
they can
piece of
explore,
lore,
but
boss
it's very
fight, a treasure
linear.
chest. It's literally just an empty corner. I'm like, and that's okay, like a little bit here and
Or-
there.
or
but
maybe like,
it's one of
I don't
the-
know,
it made
Crash
me
with
really
Sanity.
appreciate Elden Ring.
Something like that.
I'm like, there's nothing in this game. Why do this? Just make it linear. Like it would have been fine, so we can focus more on what you guys got right, which was the combat. I think them trying to go open world kind of exposed the lack of direction on everything else. I think another thing that I don't like too is how do you make a monkey game and there's no platforming? That was a big issue I had. That's a really weird gameplay design. And on top of that, there's like enemies on top of buildings that are constantly shooting you. Some of them you can't even get to. It's fucking annoying.
Chapter 2.
You know what I look? She laughing.
Oh, the arrows.
It's not only are you playing as a monkey, you're playing as the monkey. Like, and you can
Right.
jump. Like, what? There should be like swinging
26.
sections, like Jack and if they make a sequel, they should really embrace platforming more. Like, I just didn't understand what was going on with that when he can do all these cool abilities, and then the performance. Oh my god. The performance is terrible. I didn't play on PC. I played on PS5.
Right, that's what I was
I've had it
wondering.
lock up on me several times. It's crashed. Boss fights, I'm falling through the map. Weird shit coming out of characters and stuff. It's easily one of the most unoptimized games that I've ever played, to the point where I'm like, how did this even pass like the quality? Did PlayStation
Right.
just really want something?
Was
on
he
the
playing
platform? 'Cause,
performance
like, there's been
or
a couple times where I heard my
quality
PS5
mode or whatever?
I'm like, I like snap my neck. I was like, bro, I'm feeling a little nervous playing this game. I'm having an issue with a boss fight right now. I was literally about to win it the other day. I had to get off stream because I was ready to throw the controller. I'm about to win the fight. This man explodes the whole screen. I'm talking about the game just locked up. I think I'm gonna put the clip in a video eventually. I was like, chat. I was like, I'm not gonna yell. I'm just getting off this game. I was like, I couldn't believe what I played. How unoptimized it is. You made a game where you want us to be fast and precise, but the game
Right.
is running like
The
a
game
slug,
expects you to be
and then the
precise with
camera's
your shit,
wilding
but then
out.
the
I was like,
fucking thing
nah,
runs
I
at like
don't
5
know. And I
frames a
agree,
second.
It needs a mini map. But like I
Oh,
said,
a map would be so nice.
Yeah, I think
when it hits, it's good. When the
I think Cadicrus had the same like criticism with say Crash 4 It's About Time, where the game expects a lot out of the player, but then it tends to like screw up itself, like glitches and shit, and especially when you're trying to get all the boxes and shit, and the what's it called, the fucking no depth awards or whatever.
combat is good, but the sections that are bad, it is really bad. What about you, Jay?
I mean, you all hit the nail on the head. Invisible walls, it's literally everywhere. Like I don't understand. Like I thought that we were done with the visible walls. Like again, going back to Elden Ring, it does make you really appreciate that game because you can pretty much go everywhere. It's like only a finite amount of places where you can't, like literally because you just can't platform there. But that's like one of the only limitations, just because you can't platform. But yeah, this game literally has invisible walls everywhere. So yeah, even though I like the level design, that's the one part that I didn't like, and that's why I ain't talking about it. But you thoroughly explained it. So that's why I don't like.
I'm still looking forward to when I play the game though.
And I couldn't get past the intro. My game crashed 4 times on stream, and I had to do a crazy fix. I had to turn one of the features off. I had to put my performance on ultra low, and I had to put my frames on 30 FPS just to get past that intro. And then once I got past the intro and I got to chapter 1, then I was able to put all of my settings back. It was an AMD issue, even though some NVIDIA people did experience it as well. and they fixed it. We got it. We got a driver update, but then it messed up something else.
Right, I wonder if they already
then
fixed it by now.
It looked like my game was in.
I mean, it's already been a month
saturation
since
mode.
this video's been
And
out,
people
so
were
maybe.
saying in chapter 3 was literally the worst. The darks were very dark. The lights, which was pretty much everywhere, you see snow everywhere, it looked like I was being blinded. Like, and I navigated through it, and I was like, why does my game look like this? So I had to change another setting and turn that to low in order to fix it. So I'm good now, but again, it's just going back to the performance issues. It doesn't matter whether you're on PC or PS5, you were experiencing some issues. So yeah, it has been one of the most
Hopefully they should
unoptimized games that
they've
I've
already
played this
fixed it,
year,
or they
for
are planning on fixing it by now.
Another thing with the majority of the enemies, they have invisible
Yeah,
armor.
well,
And I'm
that
like,
way
bro,
they
like,
also
not all of these
implement all
enemies
those
should have
fixes into
armor
the
like this,
Xbox
but,
version,
like,
because I
the
think they
bosses
haven't released that
especially, like, a lot of them just
version
have,
yet.
like, some weird hyper armor. I'm like, okay, like I understand that I can't get out of these animations and these are so-called light attacks, but there has to be some point where like you just cannot get out of my attacks. Like some enemies, if you try to immobilize, they just immediately break out of it. I'm like, bro,
I hate that shit
what?
too. Yeah.
It's so annoying. I'm like, oh, I don't care if you're doing a move. I'm doing a move too. I'm trying to hit you. So like, I don't understand like some of those mechanics, but like immobilize it. Some of them just instantly break out of it. I'm like, bro, it's so annoying. So
to better articulate it, the issue is why make me fill out the whole skill tree and I can't use the move set. Like we're abandoning the gameplay loop. To me, that's bad gameplay. That's the issue with it. Like if it's a boss and maybe you can't immobilize them a little bit longer because they're stronger, that makes sense to me. But I can't use my abilities at all. Why are we building a skill tree then? Like, what are we talking about?
You gotta go reset it. You gotta go get to a new build.
God.
That is the one good thing. You can respec at will. You don't have to use anything.
Yeah,
There's no items.
That's
There's
probably
no
why they
items.
did
But with
that.
different
Like, they-
Yeah.
builds or whatever? Okay.
So I've been playing on PC just to give like another side of it, and my performance has been perfectly fine. I haven't had any issues at all, and I'm using Intel CPU and NVIDIA GPU, so yeah, it's been fine. I just I'm not playing on the recommended settings that they had for me. I'm not playing on like ultra high. I'm playing on high because I can play on ultra high, but it gets to like max 60 FPS, maybe a little bit higher, and I would like to be, you know, higher than 60. So, but besides that, everything has been performance-wise has been fine, and I haven't had any bugs yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, TBA.
I'm
Oh,
sure that's gonna change.
She did say- I think she did say she was, like, early on in the game,
Some
I
of the
think.
things that happened to him, I'm like, bro, I understand why you're upset. And
Yeah.
it's crazy because TBH is unfortunately a glutton for tech issues. Like whether he's on PC, like it doesn't matter what platform he's on, he has tech issues. So I understand that part. I'm like, bro, all the worst stuff always happens to him. So it's crazy. But like I said, when I couldn't even play the game, I was like, look, I'm about
Yeah,
to
that's
like,
crazy.
I'm about to refund it. Like I was literally at the point, I'm like, yo, I can't get past the intro. How can I even play the game if I can't get past it? I scoured the internet, I looked at the subreddit, and multiple people saying they were having the same issue. I'm like, please, can somebody find a fix? Cause like we need an update, we need a driver update or something. So it was mad weird. Another thing, the camera. You know, the camera's always your enemy. Like some of the enemies are just flying across the place. It was one enemy on chapter 3, one of those Loongs that was just flying all across the place. I'm like, you're literally above me. I can't see you.
The
Like,
dragon in the ice area.
Yes.
Right, because the camera has like a certain like limit to how high you can walk. Yeah, certain games have something like that, and it's a little annoying.
It was during that fight that like half of the left side of my screen went black. I've never
Yeah,
seen
like
that in a
this.
video game
I can't
before. That's what it
walk
made me
higher
go,
than
yeah,
that,
it
so.
was so weird, bro. I was like, how did this pass?
happening?
How did this pass like a quality assurance test? And then I remember people in my chat were saying like, do you think that like game developers are lazy? Like that's why this thing isn't optimized? And I said, you know, maybe that's some of it, but to be fair, it could just be a case of a lack of talent, because optimization is a different skill set than putting together textures and like gameplay mechanics. It could just be they didn't know, and if that's the case, why not bring
Right,
on
they
people
didn't
on
have,
board
like,
to
Q&A
help
or
you with that
whatever?
stuff? Because I was like, that's the kind of vibe I'm getting. Like you can tell this is their first game, and there are certain holes that they had at the studio that they weren't prepared for.
I feel like even Celeblade, because that was their.
Yeah, I think it's
was
most likely just a
That's
Q&A
their first
issue. Where
console
they didn't
game,
have that
yeah.
at all.
Korea, so like that game was damn near flawless. I didn't
Oh,
really
like
have
testers
too
or
many
some
issues,
shit.
So I'm not exactly sure what happened with Wukong.
Oh, if they did have
you know,
testers, they just didn't test
did
enough.
remember they were saying that like, you know, they were kind of afraid when they were getting so much praise when they first revealed Wukong. So maybe that did, you know, kind of play into some of the things not being as polished as what we're used to. But you know, even though it's the first game, I'm not going to, you know, get them a pass because of it. It definitely, you know, had been frustrating at times to play this game, but overall, like, I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I haven't felt like it's been a chore to try to do it. Like, I legitimately want to beat it, and I am at the end now in chapter 6. So so I'm ready to beat it. And
are you doing that, that boss fight I was telling you about, the secret one?
I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
Yeah, I want to.
It's always just one more fucking hit, this damn thing.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there. So when I get
I'm gonna have to make sure I have to make sure that I get it.
Dumbass fight.
I've been having a really good time with it. It's just there was one part in chapter 3, which was the prison, where I was like, because I've been exploring everything. I've been finding everything by myself and figuring it out, and it's been really fun. But then in there, I was like, I think I'm just gonna get out of here as soon as possible, because that place, because you've got enemies in the prison that are like changing the way your screen looks and cutting your health in half and all of that stuff. And you're trying to find secrets at the same time.
All that mysticism shit. Oh, you know, I got one more criticism too. I just remembered. Another issue I have with this game, and this is a nitpick. This is not like I'm gonna take a point away from it, but it's more so like advice if they ever do another game. Because I read an article. Right. I don't know if there will be a Wukong sequel, but in that article, they interviewed Game Science, and it sounds like they want to turn Black Myth into a brand, and they want to focus on
like a series,
Chinese mythology character in each game in like the series or whatever.
Okay.
So if they continue the Black Myth
interesting
kind of brand, whatever story you're focusing on, because remember when they first announced it, there was no guarantee this was going to come to the West. If you want to go global, I would suggest finding a better way to kind of tell the story, because the thing that I don't like about the game is it does assume you know everything about the Wukong story. So a lot of the story is very confusing to me. Like, I'm having to look up stuff versus like Enslaved Odyssey to the West, because that was more of like an interpretation that I was able to follow. This one, from my understanding, is a loose interpretation too. It kind of feels like the cutscenes kind of tell the story in more of like a riddle, and like you're just supposed to know who these people are. And my thing is, like, if you're playing on the global stage,
I think it probably would have helped if they just had like some backstory in the game itself,
told strictly
like
for
something
Japan.
they can just read in.
The counter argument to that, not Japan,
something just
China.
like
the counter argument to that is, somebody had said to me though, he's like, to be fair, he's like, think about it from the God of War standpoint, like that game just assumes you know the Greek gods. And I was like, you know, that's fair. So I was like, I don't know, that's just my take, because I was like, I don't know how y'all feel. I was like, I wasn't able to fully follow the story. I was like, damn, I wish they would have took a little bit more of a straightforward approach to the storytelling.
Although
I'm not really following
the more recent games, like the God
I'm able to
of War
follow
2018,
like the chapter story
I think
when
most
they're clearly telling you some kind of lesson about
less
greed
into like
or whatever it may
the
be. I can follow that, and I'm doing
like
okay with that. But I'm
shit,
like, I don't really know what I'm doing.
the mythology from like
cool.
War,
Like,
from Orange, I don't remember the name.
I'm picking all the
compared to like
counter
the
stuff
Greek
I possibly can and
mythology.
having fun with that.
Like, it's super cool, but yeah, chapter 1 like led into chapter 2. I was like, what? I was like, how does this make sense? And then like, and then as it kept going, I was like, okay, well, I see you're going to continue with the whole art animation, you know, leading into the next chapter. So, you know, again, I'm like, watch. I was just, you know, trying my best to follow along, and some of them made more sense than others in during the transition between the chapters.
Okay.
There's not been too many bosses I haven't like really liked. Honestly, a lot of it is in the prison for chapter 3. Like, I didn't like that purple glyph boss
It was
guy.
hard to navigate.
I was like, what is he doing? I don't even know what he's shooting a bunch of lasers at you constantly. And then the final boss of the prison area is just massive, where you can just see his ankles. And anytime they do a boss like that, like you mentioned with the camera, the camera can't work with the bosses that are that big, because they're doing their moves by their hands or their head, but you can only see their feet. So I haven't liked those bosses.
I feel like in Elden Ring, with the people who complain about the camera, for the most part, like the bigger enemies, I just know stay away from the walls, because that fucks with the camera. But other than that, I was usually able to fight the boss. In this game, especially like that dragon one in the 3rd chapter, the camera literally struggles to keep up with the fight. And that's, I was like, I'm excited to watch both of you fight that little secret boss I was telling you about. The camera, that's another issue I have with it. It cannot keep up with him, and that motherfucker is zipping and zooming all over the screen, and he does like a 20-hit string. it's so annoying. I'm like, bro, when is it my fucking turn, and when is the camera gonna follow this dude? So it feels very cheap. Bro, this dude's like,
It's my turn to control.
this man was doing 20 hit strings. He summons demon dogs.
I was just
to
about
shoot
to make
at you,
the
and they're
same
off the
fucking
swing.
joke.
You have to dodge them off of sound and instinct. I'm like, this is a stupid fucking fight, bro. I was like, this isn't fun to me. I know when I beat it, I'm not gonna get any satisfaction. I was like, I don't know about that. Same thing with that yellow long fight. I was like, frame rate was dropping on that one.
I just fought him today. I fought him like.
Did you like it?
An hour ago. I liked it. I finished it in like 18 minutes though. So some people were like, I was here for 8 hours.
Yeah, I suck. Freaking, I was there for like an hour and a half, and it was mainly because
there was someone who was there for 5 hours who were talking in chat. They're like, I was here for literally 5 hours.
His attack pattern wasn't hard to me. I was having issues with the frame
Yeah, so far I
rate.
can just do this with just one more person, but there are some stuff where you need like two, maybe even 3
that
people,
kind of stuff can tend to
especially
mess
the
with frame rate.
DLC.
And when you're on PS5, you're just like, there's nothing you can do. You can't turn your graphics down. You can't do anything.
Yeah,
I had to turn my settings down. I had to turn my settings down for Yin Tiger. Yin Tiger, I had to turn my graphics down because he was making me have a lower frame rate than the rest of the game. But you can't do that on PS5.
Ethos, why you ain't played a game?
I was too busy playing another great game. Or obviously
Star Wars Outlaws.
Time than that. No.
I'm having fun with Wukong. Okay.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I just listened to like 30 minutes of this just sucks. This shit. I'm like, bro, I don't even want to play this game. That's not even including all the time I see the teams. I'm like, I don't even
Combat
want
is fun,
Understandable.
and a lot of the
Everyone
fights are
has their
fun.
own. Everyone has a limited amount of time they can play games. They can't play everything.
We don't want to make it feel like it's more cons than pros. Like I said, I'm actually enjoying it. If I can play the game, then I'd be, I come in here ready to completely shit on it. But once I was able to get past that part, I'm like, okay, this game is actually fun.
And I wouldn't still be playing it if I wasn't having fun with it.
Yeah, exactly.
It feels like where I'm at right now, I'm somewhere between a 6 and a 7.5. Like, I'll see how I feel when I get to the end, but like for me, it's not. If you want to throw it in, because I feel like this year's been weaker in terms of games. If you want to throw it in the conversation for Game of the Year, that's fine.
Yes,
like,
although I haven't
like
really played that many new games,
it's a
like
good
at all.
game, but it's
Especially from
got
this
some big
year.
problems.
I was literally about to mention that too. I was like, the crazy thing is like 2024. We've had a lot of games, right? And clearly we still not done. Like we have a lot more games to play. At the later end of August and coming into September now. But I'm not hearing too many people. I don't know if they've actually beat the game or put it down or something, but not too many people are actually mentioning Wukong the game of the year. It's only 2 other games that are being mentioned.
There's not a lot of conversations about Wukong anymore.
Everybody's talking about Final Fantasy like as a game of the year, or now.
I don't think. Well, I think the reason being is the Game Awards is a Western thing, and from an article I read,
that kind of came out early in the year, and I completely forgot about that.
And I think that's actually true because if you go to the Steam page, the majority of the page is in Mandarin. The reviews.
We saw that with the player count. It was like what 2-point-something million, and then when China goes to bed, it goes to like 200,000, which is still a lot for like a single-player action game from this studio's first game. But 2 million to 200,000, it's a big difference.
And
there's definitely more people in China playing it.
Yeah, that report is very believable too, because don't forget, China has 2 billion people. They can carry a game by themselves.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, that might be the case. Maybe a lot of people in the West didn't actually buy it. But I don't know. What I do know is world-renowned content creator Shroud says if Wukong doesn't win Game of the Year, then the Game Awards are rigged. How do you feel about that, JG?
I don't know.
Man, sounds like he's part of the CCP there.
Yeah, I think Shroud is just coping.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, it's a bold statement, but I mean, I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, even especially compared to like Space Marine 2.
Politics go.
I don't know.
So we'll
and other stuff.
What happened. But like I said, it's going to be very interesting because like I can't. Usually in other years I would be like, hey, this is definitely the game of the year. Like I'm still going to be a full advocate for putting the Elden Ring DLC in a conversation. If they don't do that, then that'll be the real like you put that in the conversation. Otherwise, this shit is really rigged. Cause like you cannot tell me the Elden Ring should get nominated for something, but it should definitely be in nomination for game of the year. I don't care. But we'll see, man. We'll see because it's outside of Elden Ring, in my opinion, it's going to be. It's not really anything that's like just strikingly great. great to like just
Because you
run away with
didn't,
things.
you didn't play the real game of the year.
Oh, here you go, man. Here you go.
Astrobot, boy.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah,
That shit is
I
amazing, but
actually
it's
heard a
great.
lot of good
I'm
things
gonna
about
save it.
that one.
I need more time with it. I don't want to get caught up in the moment. I'll talk about it on the. I don't think we said it at the beginning of the episode because there's a lot of different topics we need to touch on. So like we're gonna split it up. We'll be back in like a couple weeks. Like there's certain other games we're gonna save it for the other show. So if we don't talk about it here, it'll be on the next one. I forgot to bring that up. What do you think, Watts? Do you think the Game Awards is rigged?
Maybe.
Well, the Lies of P
yeah,
it didn't get nearly
they
as
didn't
much
actually
love
do
as it
this.
should have done. So yes.
And his relationship with a Kojima.
Every
Yep,
year
27.
this man makes an appearance. He has
There's a
nothing to show.
50-minute segment about Kojima.
Right,
This is what he ate for lunch. Who cares?
Yeah, so like you said, like last year there was so many games I'd be like, hey, if that one's game of the year, I'm happy. If that one's game of the year, I'm happy. This year,
Jeff Hughes is fucking Kojima
big
Goizer.
standouts for me
But more
are
than
Shadow of the
fucking
Erd Tree for
Yongi
sure.
or Cat
The
Icarus.
other one would be No Rest for the Wicked, but that's early access. Like it's not even a complete game, so I don't think you could put that in there. Hades 2 was great, again, early access, so I don't think you can put that in there. So a lot of the games that I think I really liked don't qualify for the Game of the Year conversation. So I think if I was having to pick 5 right now, where I'm at with Wukong would probably be in that conversation, because there's not a whole lot of things that are fighting for the 5 spots. Like I really liked Stellar Blade, like Wukong. I don't know what else I'd put in there. Probably forgetting things that I played, but there's nothing. That just means that there's nothing that's really standing out to me as like, oh my god, that was an amazing.
So what's better, Wukong or Stellar Blade?
Right now, honest opinion, Stellar Blade.
Damn.
And
I will give you my opinion after I beat it.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe because I heard Siggy was saying the actual true ending. If you beat the boss I was telling about, he was saying it's fire. So I'll take that answer back. You're right. I'll save it. Let's retract that like in 2 minutes. Let's see how I feel.
Stellar Blade is really good.
But I am leaning towards Stellar Blade though.
Stellar Blade is really.
But did you care about the? Did you care about the story? Like again, like we compare.
I can follow the story more.
I mean, yeah, but was the story really like memorable? Was it? I think we enjoyed the
500
combat a
enemies.
lot more.
Damn.
Combat, yeah, the combat. I like the bosses. The
Yeah, I
bosses
think
were-
Stellar Blade probably has the better combat shit, but I think
That's
Black
the
Myth
big thing
Wukong
for me.
might have the better
that
story.
alone, I'm putting Stellar Blade, I would say, above Wukong because the it works.
Nobody's talking about it. Do we feel like Stellar Blade is another one of those games that just because it came out earlier in the year, doesn't want to get buried?
Yes.
Want to get buried? Yeah.
The unfortunate thing about the internet is it moves so quickly. Because let's not forget, Tekken 8 came out this year. I think that's in the conversation for Game of the Year. That had motion this year. But you know, when things come out early in the year, same thing with Final Fantasy, it gets lost in the shuffle because there's always something hot, new topic everybody wants to talk about. So I think that's what it is. It's just the internet moves too quickly. People ain't digesting their food no more.
right, there's just a lot of shit showing up though.
It did. Yeah, I give them that. That's really good. It's a really good point. So I don't know, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna end up in there. Unfortunately,
I want y'all to play it. It's only 9 hours. Come on, guys.
I'm playing it. I think we're playing it this weekend.
I need to get my kid. I'm gonna put my kid in Mario platforming boot camp. So that she'll like get good at platformers. She trying to with her little iPad games, but I need to like put her through the gauntlet. Put her through the original gauntlet so that she can play those
The original
games.
gauntlet,
Play
damn.
It Takes Two with her. You can play with her. That's a cheap game too.
It Takes Two would be great.
Me and Etho. I don't know if I want to go
Etho
to that.
sucks at games. Like
That's not. You can't say I don't play games. Then you can say I suck at games too. It's one or the other. You pick one or the other. You
That game was great. It just dragged at a point. Me and Ethos were like dying trying to finish it.
Yeah, when it got to
I know what it was.
Me and JJ were like, bro, can this game please end?
No. You know what it was? It was because it's two grown ass men playing a game about a divorce between a man and a woman. They kissing, they in love. You didn't want to do it. It's okay, and I respect that. You're right. I played with a woman, so it was a bit of a different experience. I played
it with my husband couch co-op. It was great. Had a great
shit.
There you go. Okay, so even when I'm using a variant of this chainsaw, I still
But
get
yeah, Wukong is good.
challenges
For
done.
me personally,
Okay.
I would say wait till a price drop. I like it, but I would say wait till a price drop. I think that's a fair assessment of it, but I don't know how y'all.
This chainsaw is definitely gonna take. It's gonna take longer compared to the
no
fucking
matter
pistol though.
which platform
Because
that you're
I
on.
think I need to get like 250.
let's talk about the next game on the list. Black Ops 6, the beta, it dropped. It was free on Game Pass, and it was available to those who pre-ordered the game. They had a beta, they had a closed one for people who pre-ordered, and then they had an open one like the following week or whatever, and we all got some time on it. Ethos, you haven't contributed anything to this conversation, so I want to hear your thoughts on Black Ops 6.
Damn, I haven't had the time to really calculate my opinions on it. I love it. Question mark?
You love it? What?
I think I love it. I think I love it.
A Call of Duty game?
I like it. I like it a lot. I think it does enough stuff where I'm like, yeah, this feels
But it's
fresh to
definitely
me.
it's always better
I
compared
really
to
like
fucking
the
Modern Warfare
jumping
3
and max
from last
painting
year.
and stuff like
Fucking
that. I think it's really funny. The amount of clips that have come out with like people getting killed by a person jumping in front of them are hilarious. What's the other thing? The meat shield voice chat thing has been literally the funniest things I've seen on Twitter in a minute.
yeah, the meat shield thing, right? I completely forgot about that.
But I genuinely really enjoyed my time playing it. Don't get me wrong. The sweats are gonna ruin it again. They're gonna ruin it. Even during the beta. They started sweating. I was there like, bro, come on, dog. Can we just have some fun? It's definitely you run into some sweaty lobbies, but other than that, I mean, I enjoyed it. I like the gunplay. There's a little bit of balancing, but I don't like to criticize a beta for its balancing because you only get a snapshot of what the full sandbox is. So I can't really say, oh well, what was it called? What's the name of the gun? The SMG, the Vandal? No, not the Vandal. I forgot the name of it. Whatever the SMG is, the Grindel, something. Jackal, the Jackal. A lot of people were like that card. Jackal. They said the Jackal. A lot of people were saying the Jackal SMG was too busted. It was like way too strong, and everybody was running it, and I was running it a lot too. But it reminded me so much of the MCF's. What's it called? The MSMC from Black Ops 2. It reminded me just like the exact same type of gun, same type of like reload style, damage, all that sort of stuff. But I try not to criticize.
That's something I need to get my hand. I need to get into.
You only get to
I don't
see
actually have it
3 to
though.
4
I have up
guns, and you don't really get to
until
see all the rest
probably
of the guns that aren't shown yet. So you really don't know
Modern
how
Warfare
they
3,
balance this gun
the
compared
OG
to, like,
one.
the other possible guns. But I will say in the beta, it was
Armored
the
and Glory,
strongest
let's
weapon.
go.
So maybe they are going to go back and tweak it a little bit. But overall, like, I enjoyed it.
That's
I thought the
probably for
maps were pretty
getting
good.
10 armor challenges
I
done.
hated. I enjoyed the maps. I liked the gunplay of it was really good. The time to kill felt solid to me. Some guns felt a little bit long to kill people, but for the most part, like if I ran the SMG or the assault rifles, it felt pretty good. Snipers are pretty strong, but I stopped caring about that. But I mean, it's a Call of Duty game. I mean, you know what you're going to get with it. I feel like at this point, if you honestly don't know what you're going to get with a Call of Duty game, including all the BS, I don't know why.
You'll be living under the rock like the next 20 years or so.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I was genuinely surprised. Like I was having fun with it. I think the part that threw me off because as someone who played a lot of X Defiant, we get on Black Ops 6 and like my shots were registering. Like I was hitting everything. I was like, what
the game actually working?
It really sucks, bro. But like the guns felt
good. The game actually works?
Was really good. For like every gun that I tried out, I only tried a few. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even make a class. I was just using the default stuff. It felt good. I'm like, it's a beta. I'm not gonna try this damn hard on it. The Omni movement, I really liked it. Jumping around, doing all those little different angles. I will say it's fun to do it to other people, but it's not fun when it's done to you. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. You gotta rock with it. Like I still was having fun with it. It was fucking funny to me. What's the name? Like I remember just moments where like I was like it was me, Siggy, and some like other people playing, and like Siggy just shouting, "Call of Duty's back!" Like just being in the lobby with the boys. Oh shit! It made me appreciate it. I will say I disagree with you with the maps. There wasn't any map that I loved in the beta. There was only like 3 or 4, I think.
I agree with that. I don't think I loved all of them, but compared to
sometimes the drag those guys
okay, I've been
screw up
pushing
a
this
little
agenda
bit.
since Black Ops. I've always said Treyarch was the better studio. I've always said it. I've said it from the very beginning. I said Treyarch was always the better studio. And I think as time has come along, I think everybody's starting to turn around and say, yeah, I think Treyarch nowadays especially they innovate more compared to Instant
right,
Infinity War.
Especially compared to what I played Modern War and maybe like OG Black Ops and maybe
trash DLC, trash campaign, trash. I'm not gonna say trash multiplayer. Mid multiplayer. Zombies was a joke. again, like I played Modern Warfare 3 for quite a bit of time when it went on Game Pass, and again, I have to state again, it doesn't feel right until you play Black Ops. Like when you play Black Ops 6, you're like, this is what I feel like. It does enough where it's like, obviously it feels just like Call of Duty you played before. I'm not gonna here to tell you this is a brand new game because we've all played Call of Duty at this point. But I will say,
I think it's always the Black Ops series that always has some like good qualities.
Engage in
Yeah,
gunfights.
at least the recent ones, like Cold War and this one.
And I love it. It's a lot of fun.
At least compared to the other Call of Duty games, from like the other development
The game
teams.
is buttery smooth too. I was thinking about it though. I was like, man, I'm really having fun, but I was trying to wrap my brain around, is it a bias fun? Like, am I not being as critical because it is on Game Pass and I'm not paying for this shit?
I mean, that's even better. I ain't gotta pay for it. Like that's the best part. I got my Game Pass.
Yeah,
What
freaking
am I gonna be mad about? Like if I don't like the game, I'm not
just
$60.
turn it
It's
off.
free.
Yeah. That's what I've been trying to wrap my brain around. I was like, would I pay 70 for this? Do I actually want to own it? And I don't feel like I'm there yet, but it's still fun enough that like I would download it for like the Game Pass, just like a chill game to play. I agree with you. The sweats will probably ruin it within 3 months, but you know, just to hop on and play something with the boys, I think it's cool. I see the vision. It feels like they're actually trying to do something
It feels
different.
like they tried. It feels like
Right.
they spent some
Yeah,
time
especially
and actually
compared
genuinely
to
were like,
the
let's
previous
try to do
games.
some new stuff here and put some quality into it compared to Modern Warfare 3.
I just hope the maps there's more like 3-lane maps, because like some of those maps were just really weird that they were in there. I think my favorite one was the desert one, because it was a little bit more open. I feel like it had a better flow
You
to
like
it.
the house one? I like the house one.
The house one was
You
okay.
can jump into the pool.
Yeah, that one was okay too. Yeah.
I like that one. I just didn't like the. What was the other map?
The train yard. Did you like the train yard?
That was a clusterfuck.
I liked it initially, but as time went on, the sweat started to play. I started to hate it a lot.
Close,
Like I hated so many angles and
that's
stuff that
good.
people could shoot you from. There was like all these little like cubby parts where people could just shoot you on top of a plane and jump off of it. The train, like little sneaky
Well,
parts. I, think
29.
I just didn't. I started to hate.
Also
That was the
30.
map I genuinely started to dislike, but I didn't get a chance to play. They added in other maps later on, but I didn't get a chance to play because I was too busy playing the other stuff. So.
What do you think, Jay?
Nah, after
So it's
skipping
been
Modern Warfare
super.
3, I have to say I'm definitely enjoying the game. Like again, I feel so guilty for saying it. Like, yeah, man, I actually like this Call of Duty because like there's been so many iterations that I just skipped. I was like, man, I'm done with this franchise altogether. And then the remake, the remaster of Modern Warfare brought me back, and then Modern Warfare 2 was it was okay. But
And then Modern Warfare 3 was
original
dog
remaster, like,
water.
okay, like we're actually like having fun again, like doing the 6-man lobbies and stuff like that. But I think I'm ready to come back on this one, and I think that Game Pass does, make it a little bit easier to get back into it and play. Like we legit have fun. It still has the same issue though. Like they really gotta find out what's going on with this multiplayer party stuff, because like there should be no reason why we're in the 6-stack and it's still having the same glitch that it had years ago in 2019 when the remaster of Modern Warfare came out. I don't understand why this is a constant thing that they have still not been able to fix. So it's just like certain
Right,
things I think I'm
they
like, damn,
probably
like
would,
this, all right, now I
yearly,
really get back as to why
release of the game, they
hate
probably
this
don't have
franchise,
time
but
test-
this game it
to
actually
test out
with the
your
innovation,
glitches and
like the
shit.
Omni movement that's just clutch, bro. Like the first thing that I did when I hopped into like my first match was just jump around, like and it was just hella fun, like just being able to just jump, do the Max Payne stuff, be able to just do a complete 180 and shoot at the enemy behind you, who may be behind you. So it's fun, man. It's Call of Duty. You pretty much know what you're going to get, but I think they did enough in this one to bring some of the people back that may have not played for a little bit, and to make it a little bit fresh with the people who have stuck with it this entire time.
I agree. I think it's gonna be a day one pickup and definitely a fun casual game. Games that you appreciate like the older you get. What's the name? While we wait for Watts to come back, because I want to hear her thoughts on Black Ops. I think we could pivot to this conversation because this actually pertains to what we're talking about.
Oh, speaking of the devil.
Well, I'm not gonna pivot to it. Instead, I'm gonna ask you, Watts. What were your thoughts? Did you get some time with the Black Ops 6 beta?
Nope.
She didn't. Perfect.
Damn.
I
don't play Call of Duty anymore. I don't give it a chance anymore either. Like I haven't enjoyed it in like over 10 years, so
That
there's
used
no
to be your
point.
thing. That's how I found out about
It used to be.
Call of
It
Duty.
used to be.
OG.
I've abandoned that
10 years,
relationship.
that was
It's
2014. That was probably Advanced Warfare, maybe.
Ruin the game. So I'm actually going to bring this from the bottom of the notes because this pertains to what we were talking about in Black Ops 6. The owner of 100 Thieves said, if I could go, Nate Shot, former COD pro, if I could go and reset and start from scratch, there'd probably not be any focus on esports in regards to 100 Thieves. And then if you scroll down, they further quote him in this interview where basically he was saying the majority of his money is made through partnerships, merch sales, very little when it comes to like esports and stuff. And this is something that I've been bringing up on my own stream. I'm not gonna push the agenda, but I'm gonna give you the talking point, and I want to hear y'all thoughts on this about how I think esports. I'm cool with esports if it led to something. Like if it created a job market where people can become a cameraman, you know, a concession stand owner, something like a venue owner, or you have your own team, like, you know, assistants, just creating this whole job market and ecosystem around it. I'd be like, okay, that's worth it. You know, all these sweats, at least we're, you know, creating an economy around this.
But you're not really doing
we keep
anything.
getting more and more articles and more reports about how all these esports orgs are going under. They're not making no money. You even got one of the biggest ones right now saying we ain't making no money outside of selling t-shirts. To me, I'm like, what was the point of this shit? Because now we boot up Call of Duty. You remember the first 3 to 6 months? It was fun. Everybody's trying out guns. Day one, they're sweating on fucking X Defiant, bro. Every goddamn game. Because everybody wants to go pro. And a lot of these people don't even know you ain't going to make no money from this shit because it might not be around 5 to 10 years from now.
Right.
So I wanted to hear
So
some
might
of
as
your
well
takes on
just
this
no,
esports stuff.
play the
He's saying
game
it's not worth
just
it.
for
What you
having
think,
fun.
Jay?
Like what I'm
There's
doing.
been a running joke for 100 Thieves for a while that they're just a merch company. So that's actually hilarious that he was saying that. It sounds like he's self-aware that that's where they make their money. It's like clearly you know like that's where the majority of your money comes from. The crazy thing about this is 100 Thieves is not a chump organization in the esports realm. Like they actually win.
Right.
Yeah, they actually win in competition. So that's you know, that's even more like crazy that, you know, that Nate Shot would say that. But I mean, like I said, he's self-aware. Like he knows that the esports realm is dying. The majority, there are a lot of esports teams out here, and the majority of them don't win anything. Like they're like, you have those orgs that are at the tippy top that you
I think there's probably like
the optics,
cooldown for the
jetpack.
Like
Those
use it twice in a row. You can't really use it again.
They win all the time, and
it does look like there's a
you see some other
cooldown
orgs, you know, that'll win in certain games, in certain realms, certain pockets. But the majority of esports teams, they don't do anything. So they ran into multiple problems here. One of the problems is, again, you have too many esports teams. So again, there's not enough, you know, it's not enough mouths to feed. So that's one problem. Two is a lot of these esports organizations have realized early that, hey, like if we're not winning tournaments, you're not going to get any money, period. You know, that's it. So a lot of these esports teams, you know, they been scouring around. They'll find like whoever the biggest person is, and they'll sign them to their team, and they'll give them a good chunk of change to play, right? But if one big dog is making a lot of money, then the rest of them can't make the same amount of money. So you're not going to bring on the same people and give them the same salary per year or per month or whatever their contract states. So a lot of times they end up losing money because you pay one big dog a lot of money, and either they don't produce either on the professional side, or they don't produce on the content creator side as well. Like a lot of these people at TBH, you can attest to this, they are fucking lazy and they don't do shit. So it's like you're not promoting the team, you're not doing anything on the content creator side, and you're not winning the tournaments that we paid you to do. So a lot of esports teams have wasted a lot of money because you hire on these people, you know, who may not be full-on professionals, or, you know, they don't grind the game every single day and put in ridiculous amounts of hours. But you get these content creators in here too, you know, get these celebrities in here, these rappers, again, who don't do shit, they don't promote your brand. You're just wasting money at the end of the day because they just going to get a check and then they're going to move on. So there are a lot of missteps.
And just move on to something else.
All of that put together, throw it in a bubble and throw it somewhere, like, and there you go. That's the esports organization now. That's the whole esports realm. They're dying, and it's going to be hard for them to come back, because I don't know what else they can do at this point that'll help revive, you know, what's left of really the esports ecosystem here.
I think too, another issue that esports faces that's unique to them compared to traditional sports, when you look at the NBA, soccer, NFL, whatever, a sport has like a certain type of rules and skill sets, and every generation, like, great players come to those sports and they're a little bit better than everybody else. That's what makes them great, and they find a way to get a little bit creative, but they still operate within a certain rule set and a certain skill set. They're just doing it significantly better than everybody else.
Right,
The
they
problem
actually
I
have to
think
be good
gaming
at doing
faces
other stuff besides
is it's a
playing the
creative
game.
art form where you have a game like Overwatch, but then something might come out, and it might not even be an Overwatch competitor. It could be a single player game like Astrobot, the game of the year. And the people who are watching you play that game, they can be like, oh shit, that's a revolutionary idea. I want to go over there and try it. Now you're losing viewers. Now you're losing players. There's no consistency amongst it. And then also things, they fall out of trend too. Like, there's no way to predict. Like, Fortnite is an anomaly. Most games are not going to be Fortnite, and I just don't think
It's like
the
people
pillars
trying
are
to
there
get
for most games to stand the test of time.
trying to
a
grab
long
the
period of
lightning
time.
on the
Maybe from
ball,
a casual
whatever
standpoint, you still got people
whatever
playing
that
Rainbow
term
Six
is.
Siege, like, casually, and there's a pro scene, but it's not as big as what it used to be until that one streamer who casually plays started playing it, gives it a nice little spike, but it's gonna dip down again. But I think that's one of the big issues that gaming has. It's not like it's cannibalizing itself, not even in competition with just like esports, but it's in competition with just regular video games. And gamers are gamers. They're gonna want to try revolutionary new ideas. Versus a sport, you're not gonna really see too much revolutionary things. You're gonna see more evolutionary, where people are just doing it slightly better than others. But if somebody comes out with a revolutionary new gameplay mechanic, that might take that person's audience, and you can never predict that shit. So I think that's something that games face in the esports market. What do you think, Jay? Not Jay, but Ethos, about what Nay said?
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Unless you're like the winning team, like if you're not winning tournaments, then it's like, where are you getting your, like, where's the money?
Yeah, I think that right now doing with that I'm
To
getting
be fair,
fucking
to
levels
100
by
Thieves,
just
they
finishing
did
off
pretty good in
with
Valorant,
weapon
but that's only one
challenges.
aspect. The problem
And those
is,
are
like,
the
when
ones that give you
spread
a
out
lot of
too much
XP.
stuff, like, I'm pretty sure 100 Thieves has what, like, probably Call of Duty team, Valorant. What else potentially? I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Probably Overwatch, League of Legends,
Probably Overwatch,
maybe.
League of Legends, maybe.
Probably
like,
have some FGC folks, maybe. So
yeah, so if you're spreading your organization across so many games, compared to like how I felt like back then, where it was like 100 Thieves, or what was it, like FaZe or whatever it was, like, what was their thing? It was Call of Duty. That's all they focused on. It was Call of Duty. That was what they were known for. And as time's gone on, now they've like, oh, well, we expanded. Now we have several games that we have teams for, and they can't pay these teams, or some of these teams just suck and they're not winning games. But you need teams to compete in the competitive, because obviously you need teams to lose. So it's
Right.
gotta, like, you gotta have enough people on the roster for your tournament or your
But
season.
you also need
even
people
last.
that actually know how to
So,
play the
yeah,
fucking
like,
game
there's a bunch of
properly.
stuff. I think the next stage, which we'll probably see next in 4 years or whatever it is, I think it will be the Olympics. I think that's like the next stage that I think does work. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm really excited to see us whooping people in the Olympics on some certain video games. I'll definitely watch that.
That's different though, because that's once every 4 years. So I think that will be big. I'm just talking about like consistent
Yeah.
esports.
Yeah, well, I'm saying that might be the next stage, or not the next stage. That might be the way that saves them. Is like maybe you move away from the whole yearly thing, and you instead make it like kind of like where for the Olympics, like for physical sports, the apex is, I think, the Olympics. I don't think there's anything bigger than that. So like you do that for video games, and you say, all right, every 4 years instead, we'll give people like 4 years to train. Maybe there's these little scrims and stuff like that, small things that happen, but the big thing will be representing America for, you know, CSGO, representing them for Valorant, representing them for League of Legends, which we're gonna get smoked in. So like, you know, like I think that stuff will be really cool. Like that's what I think is gonna be the future. So I don't think it's gonna be ever wiped away after they accepted video games into the Olympics, but I do believe there is like an unsustainable model where unless these publishers or the people responsible for these organizations, unless they're doing better incentives, and on top of that, they're also charging them like I'm pretty sure they're charging each team like an actual like yearly annual membership fee that they're paying. Yep. And it's like, why the hell am I paying potentially I don't remember $25,000 a year to be part of a league where we're at the bottom of the seed, we're getting whooped, and there's no way out of this. Like I don't even know if esports has like a whole thing like how the NFL like is, if there's like a draft day and they just say, all right, everyone's part of this draft. I don't even think they have that. I think it's just they find talent, they just say, hey, we'll give you a lot of money and we'll put you on this team. I feel like unless there becomes a structured way to control
try to find whoever
and then they get mad
would
because we don't
be
know who
interested in
any
playing
of
the
these
fucking
players
game
are.
or whatever.
The only league that did it was the 2K league. They had a draft and it was on Twitch. That shit was actually pretty cool. That was the only thing that I seen them do.
Yeah, but like if you're just it becomes basically who has the most amount of money, which is that's a problem that
who can,
even regular
who
sports
can
sometimes
dump
has, where then
the
they
most
have
amount of
caps on
fucking
teams
cash
to
into
say,
the
you
into the
can't spend
player.
this amount of money on players to try to balance them out, so then you can't just have like a dynasty superstar team full of the biggest best players and just start dunking the competition. The things that happen at the Olympics should not be something that happens in esports on a norm. Like that shouldn't be the case. So yeah, I don't know. I do think the Olympics will be the evolution fixing problem, but I do agree. Like, do I really care though? No, not really.
Probably not.
I don't. I know the two things that I even even barely pay attention to, which is Valorant and League. I doubt those two will ever disappear. I'm pretty sure their esports are safe, but do I care if Call of Duty stops doing it? No. Do I care if Overwatch stops doing it? Hell no. Actually, I'll take great joy in seeing that fall apart. But like I really don't care about most of them for the most part. Fighting games, I think is okay though. They'll be able to survive in the TV. Yeah, they're separate. They're their own thing.
Yeah, it is different.
I think another problem they have too is there's no cohesiveness between the pros and let's say the amateurs, because like colleges have teams now, high schools have teams now. Like you remember when Zion was coming into the NBA and he was playing for Duke and his shoe exploded in that one game on TV? Like that was like a storyline. Whose shoe is exploding coming into the league, into the over? You know what I'm saying? Like why should I care about these players? Who's doing Adderall? Like I want to know. Like, do you have any take on this, Watts?
Yeah, I think so. Esports is really hard because Ethos, you mentioned League of Legends, and they've had an esports section of their game for many years. It's probably one of the most stable, one of the most largest events that run, and they're struggling for money because we had the whole thing with the Faker. So if you guys don't know who Faker is, anyone who's listening, Faker is one of the most well-known League of Legends player. He is the guy. He is the guy. And they started doing this thing where they have like a hall of fame.
I have no idea who that person is
players is what they're doing, and then
I have no interest
having
in
like
fucking
a battle
league.
pass and a
Good
skin
for me, though.
and all this stuff around celebrating players. So they had one for Faker, and this is when the whole controversy came out with the $500 skin bundle, which gets you like a skin, an emote, like some.
Let me buy it. They said they'd bully me. I'm not even joking you. They literally said they would ban the champion, not let me play them.
That's what people did. Yeah, Ari. So it was for a champion called Ari. Her ban rate shot up.
Right,
like
I think
crazy.
she was like a 9-tail
was
fox.
really unhappy about this because a lot
for
of players of League do watch League of Legends esports, even if they just watch Worlds, right? Like the Worlds match. So everyone knows who Faker is, and a lot of people wanted to celebrate Faker, and they're like, "So you're telling me I'm too bored? I'm too bored to celebrate Faker?"
I think it just gives you.
There was this whole thing with that where it was like they're using it, and then they came out with a statement on it and said, we're not making any money, and this is going to enable us to continue doing League of Legends esports. So this is like the tippity top of esports, who are struggling to make money and have to start launching these $500 skin bundles and battle passes and stuff to pay for their esports.
You know what I'm going to say, Watts? You know what I'm going to say to that, which is maybe spend all your money making 3D Ari and KDA dancing in augmented reality and making all those special effects. Maybe you have some money left.
Also, maybe if they didn't spend so much on that TV show as well, too. Y'all got... Did I tell y'all my story about that executive from Riot? Freaking
hey, Riot, bro. You don't want to be. You gonna get him in trouble. You better relax.
What?
Hollywood is fun.
Hey. Have you watched it though? I think
Wait, did some PD shit?
You gotta pay me to care about League. I believe y'all when y'all say it's good.
It's literally one of the best shows of all time.
You have to pay me to care about League.
30, let's go.
Master Yi. That's all I know.
It's not even you don't even know anything about.
Captain
even
Nice.
Steve watched it. Steve said the same thing. I don't care about League. I can watch this. He locked it. He said, "Oh God, they got me."
That studio who made it, they do really incredible work with like how they do all of the organizing of the different parts of the story. Like they do really good animation.
You can literally go into that thing and not know a damn thing about League or care about any of the characters. I promise you'll care by the time you finish it. You'll be like, damn, I want to see season 2 of this.
In my defense, these days I hardly watch any. I was never been a big TV watcher in the first place, but like even less.
Right, even I don't rarely fucking watch TV.
I gotta watch Love Island and shit and fucking Sunset and Selling Sunset. That's what I have to watch, bro. So
hey, then
it's just my life now. It's just my life.
Hey, your girl probably like Arcane. I'm not gonna. She probably will like it.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Trying to get her on Batman. See.
Doesn't she play in the League of Legends?
No.
I feel
gotta
like
see
you
that
could,
man.
you could
Go ahead.
have. Pretty sure you could have just about anyone watch the league show with you, and they would have a good time with it.
Yeah.
Like it's just good
I-
storytelling, and it's really good animation.
I tried. I didn't get into it for real. So maybe I'll go back. We'll see.
How far do you get?
I barely watched episode 1.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess this just makes you
Exactly.
invulnerable, like your costume gives you health or some shit. I don't know.
I thought the man ain't talking. He literally just said, "I was." Shut up.
You know, and the worst thing about all this Black Ops 6 news and esports is an article recently came out on Insider Gaming stating that the Call of Duty killer has been killed by Call of Duty, nearly not dead.
Damn.
But it is.
It's always the Call of Duty killer when they're
Call of
not.
Duty killer X Defiant is not doing well, and people inside of Ubisoft are sweating. According to this report, internal optimism for the game has shifted primarily due to the game's continuously declining player count and lack of spending. One source told Insider Gaming the game has been struggling to obtain 20,000 concurrent players across all platforms, whereas another said they, Ubisoft, would probably be happy with that number, suggesting that that is now much lower. Keep in mind, this game had 8 million people on the launching week. The decline numbers have created tension and anxiety with the team, and the sources who spoke to me believing that there will be
That
more
might
layoffs
shoot,
in
though.
a matter of time. If you read on further in the article, they basically state that Ubisoft is giving them until season 3. Currently, they're in season 1 to get it together. But I'm not gonna lie, the perfect storm is brewing. I'm not, because a wise man named Justin Bieber said, "Never say never." But a perfect storm is brewing, named Black Ops 6. This game came out at a weird time. Y'all think? What would you
Yeah, I
think? Jay?
think Black
X
Ops 6 is
Defiant gonna
just
stand the course of time?
completely killed the fucking
No,
game.
we called this.
Maybe.
We called it as soon as it came out. I don't know why everybody was trying to push its agenda. Oh my God, it's a Call of Duty killer. It's a Call of Duty killer. I think we only played it because it's a placeholder for the next Call of Duty to come out.
And it's
Like
free.
gamers, are,
Right.
gamers,
It's just,
it's free too.
it's just there to
Gamers
play
are so
a month
fickle.
before
Like,
fucking
I don't
Black
care what
Ops
anybody
6
says.
comes
You can
out.
hate Call of Duty. You could say, "Oh my God, the hackers, blah 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 blah." I don't want to play the game anymore. You'll move on to something else temporarily, but as soon as the next Call of Duty comes back, all of those same refugees, they moved on to other games. They will take Defiant. They play Apex for a little bit. They're going to crawl right back to Activision. They're going to play Black Ops 6, and this one is actually good. Like, we actually were praising it. So until the bullshit happens after the honeymoon period, but still, like, it's going to be a rinse and repeat. It's just like 2K. Like, you complain about it, you'll play it a little bit, you'll complain about it, but once the
Then you
next year
move on
comes
to the
around,
next
the next
one.
iteration rolls around, then you'll be back on it. So again, games are super fickle, and I knew that X Defiant wasn't going to last. Again, I'm not hating on it, and I'm not praying on the downfall, but I could just be a realist about this. And unfortunately, it's Ubisoft, and they have been taking so many L's. Unfortunately, and like I said, they're one of my favorite companies, but it's been really bad. For
Kinda
them.
sucks,
And
though, yeah.
When you have to deal with
Before,
the investors, you have to deal with the
before like the
executives, you have to deal with
7th
the board,
generation of
and they're
consoles,
saying, "Hey,
they
this
did a
game
lot
was
of
doing
good shit,
great at
like
first,
Rayman, Beyond Good
and
and
we're making
Evil,
you all,
Prince of
come out
Persia,
with new
yeah.
stuff in these new seasons." But now that the next Call of Duty is on the way, and we've been dealing with all these
The old
hackers,
Assassin's Creed
and
games
people don't
are
play the
also
game
pretty
anymore,
good.
and we've
But they
seen
just kind of lost it
very,
after
sharp
Black
dip
Flag.
and player base. Then now you gotta we're giving you a timeline before we start axing people, and then eventually axing the game. Then that's not good. That's not good at all. So like I said, it's only a matter of time. Fortunately, I don't think they're going to be able to get it together.
Yeah, they launched with very little content, and it took like 3 months before season 1 started. So by the time, and like you said earlier, the internet is very fickle. I feel like that's one thing that like these executives don't understand is the internet is moving faster. Like every year, it seems like. So you better come correct the first time, because there's more competition than ever. I don't think X Defiant is like horrible, but it just kind of stumbled out the gate, and I think that they could have did a lot better in terms of how they
because from the
regulated
video.
content. Because
Don't
they
even
did
have
have a
Discord
chance. I
on.
mean, that is impressive to have 8 million people like playing your first month, but it's also equally impressive you had 8 million people and now you're at 20,000, and it's only been like 3 months. It came out this summer. And yeah, once you kind of drop the ball, it's kind of hard to maintain that steam.
Yeah.
Ethos, what'd you think? You have any thoughts on this X-Defiant stuff?
Never cared about it. Didn't play it. Only did it because I was paid to do a review. Goodbye.
Move on to the
And
next
we
thing.
know that you do not care about any Call of Duty type of games. So
Like, I was interested in it because they were doing the whole no skill-based matchmaking thing. They were doing the whole, like, we're gonna just be original Call of Duty, and I was like, okay. So I had a decent time playing X-Defiant. It's just
That's good.
think
Online? Yep,
partly this
online.
is a me problem that I feel like I've just moved away from live
We're just
service
farming here.
PvP.
Only with
games.
one
Like, I
person
just
though,
wanna
which is gonna
play
make this take
good-
even longer.
Bless your
Good
heart.
games by myself. I want to sit here playing
Yeah, we
Monster
don't get
Hunter
how
or
there's
Souls-likes and
like a
be
fucking
left
group
alone.
chat on PSN has like 10 plus
So,
people.
I was.
And it still only get like one person to fucking do this
I
shit.
don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
I played X-Defiant. I was like, yeah, this is pretty fun. I played the finals. I was like, yeah, the gameplay's fun, but I don't know. I don't really know what a game could do to keep me interested in their PvP game anymore. I don't know.
Because I need
I'm not trying to go pro. I'm not trying to.
75 for
make an
now.
esports team.
I need
so-
75 more.
that's most people. I wish these developers would realize that.
Then it's his turn afterwards.
Let's move on to a more interesting game. I know one that Ethos has spent a lot of time on. This is a game that kind of caught my attention earlier in the year. I kept seeing gameplay and trailers. I'm not too familiar with the Warhammer universe. I know it's deep the way people
Warhammer?
explain it to me, but the gameplay, I'm a gameplay first type of guy. And every time I would see it, I was like, I'm getting Gears vibes.
Well,
From
man,
it. Super
it's
bloody
prob-
shit all
they're
over
probably
the
gonna talk
screen.
about
Looks
Space
old
Marine
school
2.
Xbox 360 type of era. Fun linear shooter to play with friends. It's called Warhammer 40k Space Marines 2, and that's exactly what it is. A co-op shooter where you are trying to do things for the Emperor. Give us the good, bad,
Hell
and
yeah.
the ugly on Space Marines.
The Emperor of
2,
Mankind.
Ethos.
I love it. I love it a lot. This shit means something to me, man. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of
Just
old school
fucking
Gears
compare
a little bit
this
without the
game
cover
compared to
system.
the sequel. It's fucking
but, like,
it's fucking amazing.
Just reminds me of a type of game that I feel like has been missing from gaming for a long time. It's a game that I remember like back in the day when Halo and Gears came out. It used to be a big thing. It used to be.
It's like changed from Unreal 3 to Unreal 5.
It has co-op. It has multiplayer.
Like two
all in
complete
one
different
package.
fucking generations.
Man, we'll be lucky if we get one of those things. But
And they're pretty
they
much
got all
way the
three of them,
same,
and
huh?
all three of them actually work. That right there gives you get kudos for that nowadays. You get that out of the box, and it has crossplay out of the box day one. Yo, applaud for them. And this is by Focus Home, which usually ends up making mid games, but they actually made a banger here. This might end up being my game of the year. I'm not gonna lie, my personal game of the year. I don't think it's gonna win anything because I don't think it's perfect. I think there's some very obvious things to like, kind of how you feel like Wukong. There's some things I've run into this game so far where I was like, this is very annoying. But for the most part, I say the experience of it, just being immersed in the 40k universe, it nails it. The graphics are really good.
Yeah, I'm really looking
animations
for
are
when I get the
fire,
PS5.
gameplay
That's
system,
probably
like,
gonna be the first game that I'm gonna
gameplay
get
doesn't
for
try
it.
to be something it's not. It
Maybe.
doesn't try to be overly complex.
If not
It
the
doesn't
first,
try
then
to-
one of the
it's
first,
like,
so.
hey, we know why you're here. You want to be in the 40k universe. You want to fuck some aliens up. You want to tear something, rip and tear like some Doom guy. We're gonna let you do that, and it's co-op, so you can play the entire campaign with two of your friends. I've been playing with two other people, with Dan and Gifted. So we've been playing it together, and we've been having a blast. From a technical standpoint, this game is insane. I don't think whoever sat down years ago and sat down at a table and said, you know what, we should have the guys that made World War Z make a 40k game. That dude is the smartest person on this earth. Honest to God, if an executive's listening to this, you should promote that man, let that man or woman, whoever it was,
Let that man cook
person
more.
literally be in charge of what your future deciding of what developer does what project, because they picked the right team, the right studio, that had the right level of technology, talent, and they made something that I feel like it really immerses you in the 40k
Yeah, even
universe,
just
and it
watching
gives
the
you that
fucking
feeling
gameplay of the game just makes me want to play it.
Helldivers 2 gave, I feel like, a lot of players. But it's not a live service game. It's just, like, you don't have to worry about, like, while Helldivers is going through its ups and downs. Like, this is a very consistent thing. I like it's just a straight shooter. It's straight to the point. Campaign, I think we're almost done. Since I've been playing with two other friends, we haven't like sat down and just like no-lifed it. We've kind of like done sessions where we'll play 2 missions and we'll get off, and each mission's lasted at least like an hour or two. We played on what was the difficulty level? The default one. Yeah, the one that's like, they're like, this is, I love
The
this
intended difficulty.
Yes, I wish more developers did this. Because every time I play a game, I usually, whatever the game defaults to is the one I'll pick off rip. But I love that this game had like one in the middle, like had normal, but then it had a more harder difficulty. It was like, this is the one we actually as developers intended you to play it on, and it's hard. It is like, we got murdered quite a bit. Like I was like,
yeah, I'm really looking forward to
I
that.
actually got to lock in while I'm playing this. I
Excited
can't
for
just
that.
run around nilly dilly. Like you got to actually think when you're playing. But there are some like bad things that I will say about it. One thing I say is like the sound mix is a little bit it's not bad, but like some of the music gets drowned out quite a bit. And I notice this because like when I can hear the music, I'm like, yo, like
The music's
great.
good.
But sometimes I can't hear it because all I hear is boom, 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 and just yelling and screaming and
Yeah, that's
bloods
2
and
on
guns.
running 50 more.
Which I guess they were like, well, this obviously takes priority over the music because you need to hear all these cues. And then also AI wise, not that the AI are dumb, but the AI is kind of, at least in that difficulty, they're like
Right, that's what one thing that I heard from the
and they do this very
Space
annoying
Marine
thing
2,
with some of
the AI
range
for your
units
companions
where, like,
isn't
they'll
really
hide
that
in
good.
corners of the like battle arena and they'll just start shooting
Like,
at
I
you
think that's
over and
one
over and over
thing
again.
from
And there's, like, a
Space
couple bugs
Marine
we ran into where they were
1
able
that
to
they
shoot
didn't
through
really
walls,
fix.
and we got downed a couple times. And there's moments where just so much stuff is just
The AI
hitting you and attacking
for your
you,
companions
and
isn't really
sometimes,
that
like, they'll
good.
make your vision get blurry. You won't be able to see anything. You're just like, bro, what is happening? You won't be able to make out like kind of what you said with like with all the effects. Sometimes you'll just be like, I'm just gonna start swinging and just pray it's enough that I don't die from this. And there was like one segment where we were stuck on it, and for people who played it, maybe they had the same issue. There's a level in the middle part of the game, I think it's like on level 3, where you have to go up this like elevator, and you have to stop these bats from attacking the chains on this elevator. And on that difficulty, oh my god, I think we literally took almost 2 hours just to do that like almost, because it was like I couldn't tell if it was just the AI was too hard, or there was like we were running into bugs where we couldn't find our ammo. We just got stuck. Like straight up, this is the only part of the game. But this part of the game actually almost made us rage quit. Like it was that infuriating. But everything else of the game had been really cool. We just finished the part with a boss fight that was really awesome. It had like cool MMO mechanics and everything. I was like, whoa, what the? Like we were having a blast with it. We're in the final arc right now, so I should be done with it like by the end of next week. But so far,
Yeah, I wonder how long it's gonna take to get
loved
to
it.
finish off the game though,
I'm
because
playing
I think
it
Space
on
Marine 2 also has
Xbox. I'd imagine
multiplayer
you're
for me
playing
to
on
do
PC,
as well.
And like,
yeah,
I don't know what
Hopefully it doesn't
engine
take
this
as
game
long
is
as
running
as
on,
the
but this
first
shit is
one.
thoroughly, it looks good on fucking Xbox, and it does make you kind of side eye other developers. Because I'm like, yo, this thing is optimized. There's 1,000 things on screen and it never drops a frame on Xbox, and it still looks good. I don't know what engine this is running on, but they need to rent it out to more
It's
people.
their own engine.
It looked
Their
like
internal.
Unreal Engine 5, but I was like, it doesn't run like it though. This is not Wukong.
It's probably the reason why that is, to be fair to them, to be fair to other people, is because they're experts. It's their own engine, but they've already proven that they could get it to work, because this is the same studio that made World War Z, which is that zombie game, and that game's also biggest feature was they had a bunch of zombies, like
They've mastered
hundreds
it.
of zombies on screen. So they already had built the engine.
Right, so
to
they
be able
already
to
had
support
experience
that
with
level
a lot
amount
of like
AI.
big
So when they
hordes
transferred
of
to Warhammer,
enemies.
they're like, oh, okay,
Okay,
you know, we
interesting.
learned from the first game, because I think World War Z also had a little bit of technical issues, but I think they figured it out when they started working on Warhammer. They were like, okay, we learned the technical issues we had with that game. Now we can fix them and even push the envelope further in the second one. So that's probably why it runs really damn
There's
well.
so much like cool stuff going on in the background during the war, like
Right.
environmental storytelling, and like I think what makes it like possible and so great is
Also
kind of
just
like what you said. Like
the
this is a
whole,
game that we've had in a while.
environments.
Because it's so much more linear. It allows for more things to be going on in the background versus trying to create this big, open, vast world. It's just more focused and concise, and I like that. The combat, the shooting feels really tight. I feel like it plays between a mix of like Gears of War and almost like Batman Arkham, because like it's not as deep in terms of the
Yeah, it's
physical, but,
definitely
like the whole
more
counter system. It
Gears
has a
of War.
combo system, and then the shooting feels like Gears of War. It just doesn't have the
Space Marine
the
1 is
wall
definitely
bouncing
more
or
Gears
whatever,
of
but
War.
Instead, it's kind of moving for dudes that were big
Doesn't
and
have
clunky,
really
they
that
move really well.
the
Once you
combat
get, like,
from
a hold of
Batman
it,
at all.
it just feels good.
You
It's a
can't
game
parry
that you
or
can, like,
anything.
If you come home from work and you just want to fucking blow up a whole planet and spread some freedom, kind of like Helldivers.
Oh, we don't
definitely-
spread. whoa. We don't spread freedom. That's
For
not
the
what we
Emperor,
speak.
whatever you
For
guys
the Emperor,
shout.
we spread that humanity.
Spread
Blood for the blood
for the
guy.
Emperor.
Yeah, whoa, that's heresy. That's heresy. Don't say that.
I was surprised by the multiplayer too. I spent like a good hour and a half
fun, too.
on it. Yeah, it is really good, man. You do have to team shoot in it, so you're gonna need a decent team. But like once you get a flow of it, it's cool because each character has different abilities and like everybody working together to team shoot. It feels good. This is one of those games. I was like, I kind of agree with you. I don't think it's gonna win Game of the Year, but like right now, based
It's
off,
gonna
I
be up
spent like
there.
4 hours on it so far. Based off what I played already, I'm like, I already feel like it deserves at least a nomination. It's really fucking good. What about you,
Yeah.
Watts? I think you've been playing it, right?
Yeah, so I've finished the campaign and I'm doing a mixture of co-op and trying out some of the PvP stuff now, and it's really good. Like I throughout the whole campaign was stopping and looking at what was going on because all of the skyboxes were beautiful, and then you've got like all of these tanks rolling forward and you've got things flying in the air, and they did a very good job of making it feel like you're at war against something and working with people. Like I did the campaign
Although like,
with
for my
the
DLC, I probably would
AI,
expect
and
maybe
it still
like
felt
bring
like
back
that. I
the
still had that
orcs.
feeling of like
Or
we're
maybe
all
like
fighting
different
against this thing
Xenos.
together. So they did such a good job of having it be a war.
Be kind of cool they
war.
did bring back the
The
orcs.
combat is really fun. I love the parries and the when you can knock them off over and shoot them, and you can use that to get your shields back. So I would be on like no health the entire time, but just keeping like please let me get the parry. Jesus
I've never been
Christ.
so happy to see it execute in my life. I've been like, execute, I have to kill
I know.
somebody.
Yeah, the same shit
Doom-esque,
happened
very
with
Doom-esque.
the first game as well.
I need ammo.
And I was
It
so fucking
incentivizes
close to
you
dying at
stay,
certain
to stay in the action.
portions
Like
of the
even if you're
game.
getting low, like you're more likely to die if you try and run away and like look for something than if you are just staying in there trying to get the parries, the executes, and the little shots that'll give you your shields back. So I've really liked that. The only thing with performance, my performance has been flawless if I'm just playing the game. However, if you pull up something like hardware monitor or something, you'll see that your CPU is running very, very hot. And that's something that they've mentioned. Like they're saying that they have a patch for the CPU running hot. So if you're not monitoring it, you would have no idea that it's happening, but it is running hotter than it should be, which, you know, these CPUs are, it will spike into 100. And a lot of people I know will spike up to 100.
I mean, it's understandable. I mean, have you seen the fucking game in action?
Hey, y'all.
Keep up a hardware monitor and keep an eye on it.
I had a bunch of Chrome tabs open while I was also playing this, so I might have burnt my PC out. I thought
Listen,
my room was getting a little hot. I
those
was like,
CPUs are they're made to be able to run at those temperatures. As you know, that Intel is having those issues with the 13th and 14th gen. So if you
Yeah.
haven't like updated your BIOS, you might be slowly murdering your CPU.
Murdering
So
your
be
PC,
careful. Be careful. Yeah, combat's super fun. I love going around saying "brother" to everybody. That's fun.
Oh, brother.
no, you know what? I was gonna say that when I was playing with Dan today, we were playing today, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And my friend Dan told me, he said he's like, you know that meme on TikTok where they say the thing where there's like well, girls think this one thing. It's like the girls and guys thing where they're like, oh, girls think this one thing, and there's like, what do guys do? And the guys are like, guys don't have a shared experience. And it was like when guys play a game and they get so into it that they start role playing. So it's like you just get into it, your brain's just like shocking. I'm like, I feel like that's how it feels like everybody when they play this. Is like you just
Yeah.
can't help but say, brother, help me.
Hurt me,
Thanks,
brother.
Thanks, brother. So much.
Give me the flavor.
Oh, go ahead.
There was a,
Brother,
there
give
was
me the
a-
holy
just with the
flamer.
brother thing. There was a really cool Twitter thread actually where someone was like, "So if I'm playing with girls, can I also call them brother?" And it's just a bunch of
Yeah.
women in the comments being like, "You better call me brother."
You better call him, brother.
Freaking
Do not care. You can call each other brothers.
what I will say about this game too, for all the people who will participate in the anti-woke mind virus, my thing I've been saying is like we got to start asking these people what games you like. For the people who want to fight the anti-woke virus, this is a game for you. Okay, this game is maximum masculinity.
Yeah,
It's
this is just a
super
game
duper,
for man and man
it's
only.
not-
no.
Big
There's a
bulky
strong- there's a
dudes
strong
fucking
woman in
fighting
there.
aliens.
There is. You're right. right.
She
There's
gives
one.
commands
My
to the
bad.
game.
You're right.
And
You're
there's
right.
a black space marine.
Matter of fact, to take it a
And
step
there's an
further.
Asian one on your team
And there's an
too.
Asian one.
You're
too,
right. I'm
yep.
wrong. Not only is there
The worst team.
not only is there a strong woman in the first mission, you have to follow her too.
And you have to obey her. She tells you to
I mean, that's
follow
also
her.
the same thing
My
with,
fault,
with the
damn,
first
my
game.
fault. I should have known. JG, what you think about Space
Like,
Marines
oops,
2?
almost. You almost got it.
I almost I tried to throw him a bone. I tried to.
Oh.
They're also they take baby brains and put them into robots.
Oh my
Yup.
god.
Jesus Christ.
Bitch,
Game
brains damn.
feels great, plays great. I don't really have that much to say. I wasn't really paying attention.
There we
even
go.
though we did play
Finally.
with Ethos and Ace, but Ace was like, he was like, you need to skip. Like, you don't care about the story. I'm like, damn, I'm trying to like
It
find
looked
out.
good, though.
Story. I like
There's a dude who
I-
uploaded a 16-hour video on YouTube. That lore is very rich, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very rich.
It's like
There's like 200 plus fucking novels. Yeah, this thing has been going on for like the 90s or 80s.
Yeah, so I wasn't paying attention to like the first mission or whatever. So I don't know anything about what's going on. I was just kind of running through it. But from what we played, like it definitely was difficult. We definitely died on almost died a couple times, and I was like, damn, like trying to fight for my life here. But now I totally did not know, because I actually played World War Z. I didn't know that that they had the same people that worked on that game work on it. Now it makes perfect sense.
Do you
And I
know
saw
Team
them, I'm like, bro,
Retro
they're
Games?
I'm like, they are like,
I have no idea what
they're
that
like
is.
stacking on top of each other. So I'm like, damn, that really makes a lot of sense. So thank you for that insight. So yeah, it makes even more sense. You know what's funny though? I didn't think that many people were going to be into Space Marines too, because again, like Warhammer to me has always been this RTS game, right? Like I've never been into Warhammer. It's either been an RTS game or a tabletop for me. So I remember I played Space Marines 1. I just took a chance. I was like, this looks like a cool game to play, and I got it on GameFly when GameFly was still around. So I tried it, and I was like, this game is actually pretty fun. So like I played through it, and I was like, wow, like this was actually pretty cool. So when Space Marine 2 got announced, I was like, oh hell yeah, like I definitely want to play it. But I didn't realize that everybody else was like want to play it too. Yeah, so I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, brother.
Brother.
I was like, damn, like so we had some people to co-op with this time, but I played the first one solo. So that was fun. Like I said, I love.
They made podcasts about video games. I don't know. I'll check it out later. This video is still gonna go for like an hour and a half, so yeah. Keep select. Oh wait. Team select. Go to Space Marines, yeah. I'll just wait for him to go into chaos.
Anything co-op. I know me and Blizzy, we're full on the co-op wave. So I'm definitely was excited
I'm just
to
gonna
play
change
with Ethos and Ace.
the thing
so
here.
I want to continue playing co-op. I don't want to play this game solo anymore. Like I just want to play with
What's the
other
game
folks.
Kill
So
Team?
that's
Complete
fine.
the first
That's
one.
fine. But you all pretty much
Here.
hit the nail on the head. I want to continue playing more because I've only got like a couple hours, so I don't really have any true thoughts on it. But it plays well, feels well, so and looks good.
They did have a panel in Retro World back in August about the best handhelds in 2024.
So that's all I care about.
Cool.
And also this
I'll check them out later. See if they have anything
it
that
also like really
I'm
opens
interested
up
in.
after the campaign, and something that I really love that they did with the campaign and the co-op is if you ever have a campaign mission where Titus is like, I need 5 soldiers, he's like, I can give you 3. That means that there's
You'll
a
get that
co-op
meme later.
mission.
You'll get that meme later.
Yeah. It means that it's
Most
a
similar
co-op
emulators.
mission, so you basically get to play the
Oh,
other
just,
team that was
consoles
doing
that
the
just
mission
emulate other shit?
alongside
Okay,
Titus's
cool.
team. So I really liked how they did that, because you get 2 sides of the story, and then that ends up being the co-op missions that you can grind out. And there's 6 different classes that you can level up and try them out, and it's really, really fun as you get deeper into their skill trees.
Yeah, they have their own skill trees, and one side note of that, what I was going to say too was I really like the attention to detail that this game has. It reminds me quite a bit of something that I felt got lost a lot, which was it shockingly reminds me a lot of Halo. Like the trilogy, because it reminds me of you play as this super soldier.
Yeah, it is.
Where and the Marines that are in this game remind me a lot of the Marines in Halo, where like they have their own lines, they have their own things.
Right, now it's just gonna him going for 400 kills as
The thing I
well.
love about the lore is that I think I could be wrong about the numbers, but the chances that those they're called guardsmen, but they're just regular ass, they're just like us, just regular ass humans with laser beams, right? But the lore, I believe last time I checked it, was that seeing a space marine, like seeing you, is like a one in like a very small percentage. It's like seeing literally an angel, like for us. So when they see you, you're it's as if seeing like Kratos descend upon and help you on the battlefield. So you inspire the troops, and then on top of that, seeing them like give reverence to you, where like they bow and they give you the whole like the nod and stuff like that, and they take a knee when they see you, like just seeing that, and then like how they inspire, and like what you said too, Watts, and they run into the war and like.
I haven't heard any of them that they mentioned other than a Steam Deck. Yeah, I think that's the big one that people know about. Every other one, people don't really give a shit. They only care about the Steam Deck.
They're scared for their lives, but then when you slam down and you're fighting with them, like it just, I love
yeah,
that.
I think that's
there's
just
not enough games
the
that make
more
you
well-known.
feel that power fantasy. Like I think Helldivers.
The other one's probably just
really
this
good,
very
you feel like
obscure
you're the guardsman in that scenario.
handhelds
This one is like instead you feel like
that nobody
Doomslayer
has
and you're
ever fucking
helping
heard of.
the Helldivers.
Yeah.
That's what makes the game
That's
so
what I love
good.
about it.
So many games are trying to be these Oscar bait
Make you
deep story.
weak,
This shit is
yeah,
about
make you weak.
stomping people out, bro. Like hell yeah, bro.
It
Like,
is, yeah.
If you had a long day, you're gonna like that game.
Yeah.
I think my one knock on it, and you guys are gonna make fun of me this, but I think it's important people know this information. The crossplay is kind of half-assed. The crossplay only works for PvE. I learned the hard way; it does not work for PvP. They shut it off for PvP because they said they wanted it to be like fair, I guess, for like mouse and
Oh, they're
keyboard.
scared of the keyboard.
Yeah. So just
I
know
guess that
if you
would
do
too.
get it on console, you will not be able to play it PvP with your friends.
I
Only
mean, I guess it doesn't
PvE.
quite work if
campaign
you're
works,
using
right?
like
Yeah, the campaign works. So, like,
Everything else is
uh,
fine.
lock on,
yeah, we just can't play
But-
multiplayer.
like
That
aim
sucks.
assist or
Which is
whatever.
unfortunate. That's why
Yeah.
I like that. I like it when they give you the option, right? Or if it's like if you're playing solo and you're on PC, you're in PC lobbies. Kind of
Just
like
let
how
the console
Destiny
players
does
turn it
it.
off if they don't want it.
Yeah, you can turn it off, or you could also be like, if you're playing with a friend, you're allowed to play with your friend. Like, you know that you're signing up for that experience, right? But having it be like, nope, get out of here, go
I
get
did
your own
read
lobby.
they're considering turning it on because it is possible, but just at this moment, no. At the time of recording, you can't play PvP
You won't be able to
on
play
crossplay.
PvP.
Yeah.
Also, I don't really like playing the PvP for a little bit. I don't really think having a mouse gives you that much.
Yeah, it's very clunky. I thought the same thing. I was going on. I was like, I don't think mouse and
It's
keyboard are
very
gonna
like
work.
it's more like you got to place yourself in the right place and stuff like that. And yeah, just note about the PvP. I don't think it's like anything like it's not like complex like Gears, but like Gears is PvP. But I think it's like really fun. Like I enjoyed it. You know,
He's
jump
just
in
showing
there,
me this
slap
fucking
some
copy of the
people,
game.
murder some people with a hammer, walk out of it, be happy, and yeah, the co-op, the customization is fun too.
It's so fun. Like when I was playing with the randoms, we were at like a standstill on one of the maps, and one of the randoms he dropped down. He was playing the dude that drops the flag down, and it heals people in that AOE. And then I was playing the sniper rifle. I picked off 5 people in a row just sitting in that heal. Like that was cool. When you see all the abilities working together, I was like, oh, this is something good. I like this right here.
Vanguard is cool in PvP too, because in co-op, it's the guy with the grappling hook. And when you're doing PvE, you can
They start a podcast where they review video games and talk about them and such like that. Okay, screw it. I get it. I'll check them out later.
only grapple to enemies, but in PvP, you can actually grapple to like walls
Right now,
and stuff.
we're in the
So you
middle
can,
of this
like,
one.
grapple up and then grapple someone down below, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I think they've done a good job with all of it. I'm excited to see like the new co-op missions that they add. They're adding like a horde mode later.
Oh,
It definitely look. Yeah, I could tell. Like, I could tell that there was going to be some horde ass, ass stuff in here. So
They have a whole roadmap of free content that's coming
There
out.
is a roadmap, yep.
And the best part is the game is only $60. It's not a $70 game. You get a lot
Really?
of value. It's
a lot of value.
a game that works.
I think
a
I
lot
saw
of
the
different
game
modes,
on mine
crossplay.
was so
They have a
like
whole
$70.
roadmap for $60.
Maybe
I
I'm
would
just-
say,
I'm just
that's a rare
misremembering.
case. I was like, this is one of the better games of this year. This is one of the better games. This year.
Man, about $70 game. This one is 60, so you have no excuse. It has content in here.
So yeah, me personally, I recommend it.
Although
It
on
sounds like
console,
everybody else
you're gonna
is
have to
kinda
spend more
the
because
same.
of
Same
online.
boat.
This-
Yep, it's very fun.
Cool. So let's move the conversation over to our last game. We could talk about. This one is not out yet, but both me and Watts got some hands-on time, some early time with the upcoming Monster Hunter Wilds, and we're allowed to talk about it. For those unaware, Monster Hunter Wilds is the latest entry in the series. It features a seamless open world, dynamic weather. They have a new mounting system where you can do a lot of different things on it, like sharpen your weapon. I thought that was really cool when I played it. There's like a new focus mode that helps you target enemies, so you can do like crazy damage, and just quality of life multiplayer changes, all things that I was made aware of because I actually asked Perplexity AI because I'm not too familiar with it. I'm not an expert. So I'm actually going to toss it to Watts because she's the expert and she really wanted to yap about it and not throw my 2 cents in as a new player. What are your thoughts about Monster Hunter Wilds first impressions with some hands-on time?
So Monster Hunter Wilds is, I'm really excited about what it's going to do for Capcom, but also what it's going to do for games, because we saw with Monster Hunter World that
Capcom's actually been doing really well so far with their releases, not just with Resident Evil, but also Monster Hunter.
To the West, or they came a lot later.
It feels so weird though, being Monster Hunter being like so like well known now, because I remember back in the day where some people, like some kids, they'll play the old school Monster Hunter games on the original PSP, and that was like a while ago. Now it's kind of strange seeing it on a console.
World was the one that really made it blow up.
It's very weird.
This is the next mainline Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I always assumed there was just like a handheld series.
Have an effect on the game industry that like Souls games did, where now every third-person action RPG is adding,
I knew
like,
Monster
Souls,
Hunter for
at
like
least an element
quite a while
of Souls games into them. I think you might start seeing more games trying to make Monster Hunter like, or taking stuff from Monster Hunter, because they do so many things so well. And I'm really excited to see what happens, because this game is really, really, really good. Like, if you're new, they've added a couple things just from what I could see from playing a very short amount of time. They've added like the handler, her name is Alma. She'll ask you a bunch of questions to try and figure out which weapon you want to use, which that's new. They didn't have that before. Before you had like 14 weapons and you're just like, I gotta pick one and figure out which one I want to use. But now she kind of asks you questions to go through some stuff of what you might like. They've also got some inventory management stuff that is a little bit easier as well. So normally you'd have like a radial menu and you'd have to have each of your healing items in there, but now they have a smart heal system where if you just pick I need to heal, it will pick the best heal for the amount of health that you're missing. Yeah, so you still have to make it, right? You don't have like random infinite healing stuff, but it will be like, you need a max potion, you need a mega potion, you need just a potion. And it does the same thing with status removal as well. So if you're suffering from poison or you're suffering from like water blight, you can pick that you want to remove a status and it will pick either the nullberry or antidote and stuff like that. So it's cleaned up the menu, the UI for players who already know what's going on, and I'm sure you also don't have to use
farm
that.
with this guy, but I would prefer there was like more people, so this wouldn't take as long
for players to get into it. But yeah, I've been saying that this is kind of like how FromSoft had Elden Ring, where they took all of the games they had ever made and they made Elden Ring out of it. This, looking at what they've done with the weapons and what they've done with the environment and the ecology and all of that, it's like Capcom learning of 20 years of Monster Hunter and putting it all together to make the biggest game. And Capcom have said this is the biggest game we've ever made. And I'm excited to see more about it, hopefully at Tokyo Game Show. I'm hoping we get a release date at Tokyo Game Show. Okay. We'll see.
It's coming out next year.
Next year.
Okay.
2025.
Freaking from
ever since Monster Hunter became like mainstream, like PS4,
with Monster
like
Hunter,
holy shit,
it's very interesting that she brought up the UI, and I will say I agree. I do think they are trying to clean it up to help out new players, and it's definitely going to help out experienced players. But
I wonder why they couldn't implement Monster Hunter with the main line, with the main consoles, like maybe on PS3.
To do. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't remember there being any Monster Hunter games on like the 7th gen, besides like maybe on PS Vita, maybe, or on the Nintendo consoles.
And I'm like, just struggling with the controls. Like and what sucks too is they only gave us like 30 minutes to try it was a 2-hour, I don't know how yours went. It was a 2-hour session, and in that 2-hour session we had to play Monster Hunter, Marvel vs. Capcom, Ace Attorney, something, same thing. So it was a bunch of different, we had like 30 minutes on the game. So
what is he doing with the heavy bolt?
Like I was like,
I think it was that, because if it makes you feel better. So me and fighting Cowboy, like we both play a lot of Monster Hunter in these games, and we both came away like, I feel like I need to play no more. Fighting Cowboy was freaking out about his footage, and being like, I don't even know if I got anything good. I don't know what's going on. I need
250 kills and 100 kill streaks.
So
okay.
there was even if you know the weapons, obviously it makes it a lot easier and to navigate that stuff. But if you're brand new, trying to figure out a Monster Hunter in 30 minutes, and it's not the beginning of the game either, they're throwing you into like
a boss fight.
Yeah, you're cooked.
Yeah, it's for anyone who has played and what we had experienced. It's basically like, here's a quest for a monster, go hunt it.
There's Monster Hunter Generation on 3DS, right? That's what I was talking about. I'm talking more like the Nintendo consoles. Also, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. That was like on Wii U, right? Yeah, I think during like the 7th generation, they were probably stuck with the Wii U and the 3DS. I think that's what it was. That's why they probably didn't catch on just yet.
It's not like... Yeah, so that's what TVH was playing. You got to play like a story thing at the beginning, which you couldn't capture, but it's a very
the
short
second that
introduction to Monster Hunter.
Started pouring them like on PS4 on PC. That's when they started really picking up.
Like, no, I'm good at games. I'm like, this is still a clusterfuck. Yeah, but that being said, the gamer in me took over. I was struggling to like get through the menus and find my potions when I needed to heal, but I will say the combat was actually really fun. It took a little bit of a getting used to because you can't lock on to monsters. It kind of reminded me of Dragon's Dogma, but towards the end of the demo I kind of got used to it, and I started to pick up on like the visual cues, like the monster started limping, so I was like, oh, let me target the legs a little bit more. It was nice to see myself overcome the monster, and I was like, just the scale of the fight, I was like, okay, I get the appeal of this,
I remember
and I know
Monster,
for a fact this will be a lot more fun.
The fights take a real long time if you don't know what you're doing.
To open up the menu, this is a game that's
see, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate is on Wii U and 3DS, but 4 was only on 3DS. Okay, I see.
It's gonna be very meaty.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It is a
I think the fucking Nintendo console exclusivity really didn't help them at all. And the second that they got out of the fucking Nintendo shit, they started really increasing the numbers.
I only got to fight a couple big ones. They let me.
Yeah, there's 4 that are on the map, and then there's different like difficulties of 4. So there's like one who's like the frog monster. I looked at the map, there was like 3 of him, and that all versions were like different difficulties, and the harder they are, the more rewards you get from fighting them. And that's just one biome.
Again, I've known Monster Hunter since the ones on PSP.
So I was like,
that's about it though.
And I was like, okay, I get it.
I haven't played them, but I have seen them in action.
They actually let you test out
like on actual hardware.
Definitely take your time when it comes out.
Like a long time ago.
They're trying to appeal to like a more mass audience, but I was like, I get it. I was like, I liked what I played. But what I will say, the one thing I did take away from the demo as we played that I didn't like is we played on PS5. I don't know what your experience was, but this is the game I was like, all right, people were making fun of me. I was like, this might make me upgrade my PC. I'm not playing that shit on console.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know how the final version, because to be fair, it was an incomplete build. Obviously, what we played, the final version might be better, but what I played, it was running sub 30. And I was like, I'm not playing this on console. This is a PC game. So I was like, it might be time to upgrade the PC. I would for this game, because I was like, I get the scale of the battle. It did feel satisfying to take down the monster. It was really cool and all the different customizations, but like, I don't have like some super crazy opinion, because like I said, we only got 30 minutes on it. Like, I wish they would have.
Wait, once I start making income, I need to figure out
we were begging. We were like, can we just
the best
go
setup
play again?
like
I
PC.
won't capture it, you know. I could even say
I have
like,
a friend
I have to use the same
that
weapon
knows
or
more
something if
that
you don't
shit,
want
so I
people,
think I should just
really
ask them.
diving deep into the different weapons and doing big breakdowns of them, which I think that's why they did it, because they were having so many creators play from
I remember being stuck on a boss for like 2 months.
all over. I think instead of having like every single person is gonna know every detail about every monster, every weapon.
Yeah, I think with the Monster Hunter, you should
spread it out a little
my
bit.
understanding you just have to keep farming certain monsters so you can just craft better shit.
Stuff, I went in and watched the other people doing their session.
I really did like that you could.
In third grade.
I don't like weapon denigration in any game. That should really piss me off in Lies of P. You be in the middle of a boss fight having to sharpen your weapon. But that being said, the way that they're handling it in this game, and this is why I said, oh, they're trying to appeal to a bigger market. I like the fact that you can call your mount at any time in the middle of the boss fight, and you can just hop on it and you can sharpen your weapon while you're on the mount. So it wasn't that bad. It was still kind of annoying, but it wasn't that bad because you were able to avoid the fight. So I like that those little things like that. I was like, okay, this makes me want to play the game, like, because the only other Monster Hunter I played was Monster Hunter 4 on the 3DS, and I do remember being in a boss fight and like just having to stop to sharpen my weapon in the middle of a bush. I was like, this is not fun.
If I ever play Monster Hunter game, I'll probably just stick to one weapon instead of using multiple weapons throughout the game. I don't know. I have no idea how the game works.
I was like getting mauled. I was like,
I can't really comment on that.
I like the game. That's what I can say. I like it.
And that's before you've even experienced, like, I think the loop that gets people so addicted to Monster Hunter, which is hunting the monster and then making the weapon and the armor from that monster, and then hunting the next monster and then doing that. It's just such a satisfying loop, and all of the weapons and armor always looks really good, and then the fights are always really fun. And then they keep giving you free content updates. So if you ever get into Monster Hunter, you know you're gonna have a banging game when they bring it out. You're gonna have a banging expansion about a year or so after, and you're gonna get free updates for like 2 years.
Do you get to drip out your kitty cat in the previous ones?
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like the cats.
The cat. You had that one mustache cat in the demo that we had. He's been getting some memes online because he's just like he's got really sussy eyes and he's got a big mustache. He's great.
Yeah,
doing the fucking rock meme or whatever.
I think I'm gonna definitely comment. I was like, we'll try it
with
out.
The eyebrows and shit.
It's gonna be incredible. I don't want to play. I'm struggling to play any other game because all I can think about is Monster Hunter Wilds, which is really bad because it's not even 2025 yet, and we don't know when it's coming out in 2025.
We know it's coming. 2025 is going to be a great year. Another year that's going to expose a lot of people who don't play games, because there's a lot of great games coming out next year, and we don't want to hear about gaming is dead. That's all I got for the conversations in terms of the games that have come out recently. We'll touch on some other games.
I rarely fucking play any new games nowadays.
Instead, to the news section of the show, we're going to talk about the biggest piece of news.
Just because I don't have like the best setup for the newer stuff. I don't have a good PC. I don't have a PS5, so yeah.
Reveal the PlayStation 5 Pro, and I didn't think it was real because I'm like, you guys aren't gonna give people enough time to prepare to like save up and, you know, buy this platform or whatever. But like literally the very next week they announced the PlayStation 5 Pro. To give you guys a quick rundown for those who are not in the know, they're claiming that the GPU is 67% more powerful than the base model. Same CPU though. We're gonna get into that later if you read up on that. No stand, so it launches without a stand. It does not have a disk drive, and it'll cost.
I thought anyone was gonna buy the PS5 Pro. I don't know. I think that my understanding, I think there's already a lot of like high numbers like the sword.
They showed off a bunch of different PS5 games such as Ratchet and Clank,
reserves or whatever. Not reserves.
But they did show off stuff that's supposed to show off the power. I didn't really see a difference. Jay,
the pre-orders, yeah, there we go.
The PS5 Pro,
there's already like high numbers for the pre-orders or some shit.
No, this
I don't know.
It's
We'll
almost
see.
like the exact same playbook that they did with the PS4 Pro, because they like the tech demo that they did and the whole technical jargon, which again the majority of people either don't know about or don't care about. It's the same old stuff. Like, and I fell for it with the PS4 Pro. I went and traded my stuff in and got the PS4 Pro because I was tired of my PS4 sounding like a jet engine playing some of these games, and I'm not doing it again. I'm fine with my PS5 being there. It's only, you know, they're putting a lot more of their games on the PC anyway, so I literally have no reason to upgrade it. And that $699 price point, I'm just like, no.
I think the original PS5 is already good enough as is. It's definitely a lot better compared to how all the PS4 can get with some games, especially the next game I'm gonna be doing, which is it's about time. Yeah, the PS4 gets really well with that fucking game.
If it's $700 with taxes, that's $750. Yeah, you want a disc drive, that's another $80.
And it's higher if it's in Europe.
So we're already at $800. You want another controller, that's $70. Do you want a couple games? We're in the $1,000 mark here. And I think my problem with this is I've seen some people say that the PS5 Pro is for the enthusiasts, which I agree, right? it's for somebody who's a little bit more tech savvy, somebody who really wants to be on the up and up in the forefront. I guess my pushback on that is if you're really an enthusiast and you read into this platform,
then also if you're more into like the 4K gaming,
GPU is 67%
I don't even have a 4K television, so it's really not for me.
It's not going to change the games that much because it's going to cause a thing called bottlenecking. Why not do like a 30% more CPU and 30% more GPU to get a more like balanced platform? You might get some better lighting on it, but I don't think you're really going to see that big of a difference. Kind of like what Jay was saying, just because they kind of set this thing up to be really weird. I know with AI, that's mostly on the CPU. So like if you're the type that's complaining about like not having dynamic events happening in your Ubisoft games, oh, it must have been the wind. It's not going to change. Like it's just going to look slightly better with like a little bit better lighting, maybe better frame rate, but then we don't even know that because some reports came out. Digital Foundry is already saying they don't think GTA 6 is going to run at 60 FPS on this. I feel like it's a trap.
We'll see.
I'd say based on what
I mean,
I've
even
seen,
on
you should only get it if
PS4,
you got disposable.
even on, I don't, does GTA 5 even run at 60 FPS on PS5?
Model. What about you, Ethos? You're a game dev. Are you excited about the PS5 Pro?
No, I'll let Watts go.
Ooh,
Okay.
all right.
So I don't think the presentation was great in terms of showing people like what is more improved with the Pro. I don't think the presentation was great. But the biggest thing I took from that I was really excited about is that we finally saw a big company say that gamers generally prefer performance over graphics.
True.
Because
Right.
for a very long
they
time,
much
every
prefer
studio,
playing
everyone
the
maybe
better
not
FPS.
studio, but the higher ups always like 8K, awesome graphics are the way. And they're like, well, if we look at the data, most people are choosing performance. So I hope that starts to change something. I don't know. They just want to have really
The
pretty
same group of
screenshots.
gamers who claim they couldn't
most
see
people
30
just
FPS
would
last
rather
generation, by the way.
the game run better
I mean,
than the
60,
game
my
look
bad,
good.
60.
Which is ridiculous. That's crazy. You can see higher than, you can tell the difference between 60 and
Now we
120.
love it.
My, how the tides have changed. You know, they called us PC leaders for years because we were saying this, and now they finally got a slice. It's not even a full experience. They got a slice of what 60 FPS looks like on their consoles.
It's
And
night
now
and
you
day.
care about it. Yeah, and I was like, if we told y'all, you know.
That was nice to see. There's finally a big like Sony guy was like, hey, yeah, people like performance. Who would have thought?
You know the funny thing though, in those tech specs, they still mention that it has this PS5 Pro is going to have 8K support, and they said that the only game
Still
right now that
the,
is
like,
technically
8K
in 8K
bullshit?
is Gran Turismo. I'm like, bro, the majority of gamers still aren't even gaming at 4K. I'm not gaming at 4K. I game.
Yeah, even I'm not even doing 4K, so what the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
is even the point of 8K?
With the YouTube Music app, you can start a radio station with up to 30 artists.
Okay,
1440p. I have a 1440p monitor is my main monitor. I still don't game at 4K. I still don't care
How
about
about this? How
I
many of
care
y'all
about
monitors is 60 hertz? How about that?
let's care about her.
Didn't we hear from
144 here.
Steam was like, most gamers are still playing on 1080p.
They're so
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still 1080. So well, they're a ways away
Yeah,
from
most people
8K.
don't give a shit about
People
4K.
aren't going to be able to take advantage of that, but gamers will be able to take advantage of something being 60 FPS and the game feeling more fluid and just being better to play. So I think my thing is, so I do know a few people that they don't want to have a PC, like they just don't want to deal with it. I get it. You don't want to deal with like, do I have to upgrade? And now I've got to like troubleshoot, you know, Ethos talking about
No,
what he
that
had to do to
bullshit,
get
just
Wukong to
get
work.
the
They don't
console
wanna deal
on
with
the
that.
disc,
They want to like
and
put the
that's
game
fine.
on and it works. So I do know some people that are only console gamers, and that for what I said to them is like, hey, if you're interested in maybe being a PC gamer or you want to upgrade, I don't think anyone needs to get this right now. I think what you maybe want to start doing is you
Maybe
start
once it
saving
gets
some
a,
money, and then when it
price
gets to the point where you feel like
decrease,
you need
maybe.
to upgrade. So for example, if every game's coming out 30 FPS on the regular PS5, but it's 60 on the Pro, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if that's the kind of situation you're looking at, then make the decision of whether you want to get the Pro or you have enough money to jump into PC gaming. But I don't think anyone needs it right now. The only way that I'd be like, yeah, I think it's worth you going for it right now if you're just a console gamer is if they could guarantee that every game is going to be 60 FPS, and they can't do that. So I do not want to spend $700 and then go, oh, I'm still playing at 30 FPS. That would be
Right.
crazy.
I think it might be
showing
best
on
if
the
you just
screen right
wait
now.
for
You
the
guys
thing
can't
to
see it, but
release
they'll
and
be
then
able to see
just
it on the
let
show.
people
I'm showing
test it out
screens of, like,
for
screenshots of, like, the
themselves.
difference. I think this was a terrible
think that
PR
might be
move. They
better.
should have released some like 4K high quality images because the stuff
They needed videos too, because if the whole point is like you can play, it will look like graphics mode, but you're playing at 60 FPS. That needs to be a video, not a picture. Like the picture isn't going to show anything.
Yeah, the CNET video that I watched, the dude that got the preview, the reason that there's no gameplay online, he said in the video that they weren't allowed to record it. And I'm like,
Why?
kind of a red flag.
Man,
Yeah, so like if you go watch the CNET video, if you look at the CNET video I linked in the notes, they're only recording the TV, and he says it in the video.
Didn't Digital Foundry say that when they were using their like direct feed, like where they can like hook into the footage and just like see what it's running at? They said apparently Hogwarts was running at 30. It wasn't even running at 60 when they showed it in the demo or whatever it was, when they were showing it on the presentation. Apparently,
I wouldn't be shocked.
I saw a
because
clip of that where they were like, for sure, they gave the same look where they were like,
sounds fishy.
why? Like, why is this not running at 60?
I wouldn't be shocked because I also read an article, I forgot to put it on the notes, but it was saying that in order to get, so when the PS5 Pro launches, there's going to be certain games that if the game takes advantage of the PS5 Pro, it'll say on the box PS5 Pro Enhanced, so you know that you can get a better experience there. But it was saying in the
at least
article
there's that, I
there
guess.
there's no proper guideline in order to receive that PS5 Pro tag. So if you see it on the box, it doesn't mean it's running 4K or even 1080p 60. It could just mean the ray tracing is better. There's no,
Right.
they're picking and choosing. I'm
Okay,
like,
so it's just like
I don't like that.
slight
dude.
You know what
graphic
we need?
increase,
We need
and
like
that's
how
about
we
it.
have with eggs where it says certified humane, but we need like a board behind it, certified 60 FPS.
Hopefully there aren't gonna be any PS5 Pro exclusives. I doubt they're gonna do that at all. They didn't do that with the PS4 Pro, so I doubt they're gonna do that with the PS5 Pro.
I need,
not pasteurized.
I need like a hardcore company, whoever wants to do it, that is like, yes, this game.
Yeah, I
is
doubt
60.
the PS5 Slim isn't like powerful enough so it can run what the PS5 can't run what the PS5 Pro can.
When they're picking games, they're like, you have to go through you can put anything you want out there.
Yeah, I
and
really
most of the time
doubt
Steam
that.
Deck can try to run it, but they would make it by like if you want to get the certification, and then it incentivizes
Especially seeing that there's a lot of shit
you get to go in this part
with
of our store,
people not
and,
really not wanting to get the PS5 Pro, so I really doubt that's ever gonna happen.
on their deck. And I thought that was interesting compared to like what you said lots about the egg and like with the PS5. It's like they should do the same thing because it tells you, it's like, you know, someone at Valve or people at Valve, a couple of us have tested this game on our decks and we think that it works because it fits these sort of like requirements where does it run fine? Can it work by itself? Does it not require like a keyboard and like input to do? Can it just work? Basics. Is it easy to read the text? That sort of stuff. If it misses some of these things but it's still playable, they say, okay, this is playable, but you gotta tweak it a little bit. Or nah, fuck that, this shit don't work at all.
Microsoft with stuff like with Xbox games like Xbox X exclusives besides PC. That's Xbox though. I think with Sony, they always make sure that with certain games, they're always playable on all platforms. Yeah, they don't like they don't do the same shit with Xbox. Yeah, they never did that with the PS4 or the PS4 Pro, so I doubt they're gonna do that shit with the PS5 and the PS5 Pro. But we'll
Or
see.
they tell you, we didn't even test that. So it's up to you. You gotta test it for yourself. Just stuff like that, where I agree. Like, I feel though with Sony, you're a console manufacturer, and on top of that, you have your own closed garden type of thing. You think they would have their own, where it's like, well, if you want this sticker or something like that, you need to hit.
We need a certified 60 sticker. Just make it a thing.
You
Then
need
I
to
can
make
look
sure.
at it and go 60.
60, good.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
I wonder if it's a legal thing. I wonder if it's like, could I sue them for technically, like, you told me on the
You
advertisement
told
that it's 60, but right? It went
It
to
dropped to
55
50,
FPS.
yeah.
I'm suing you.
I see, because like slight FPS decrease or whatever, some bullshit like that. Okay.
And then they're like, oh, now we can sue you because you lied, marketing wise, you lied.
Yeah, people ruin everything.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, nowadays people getting sued for
I
anything.
wouldn't say an argument, but I ended up joining
Literally
one of the,
anything.
Twitter Spaces.
A Sony pony? What?
A Sony pony
It was-
Twitter space?
It wasn't.
Well,
No, it wasn't.
called
It
the
wasn't
Pony
a Sony-
Barn. Is it the
No,
Pony
it
Barn?
wasn't. It wasn't a Sony Pony Twitter Space, but it had someone who's a Sony bias in there, right? And they were talking about the PS5 Pro, so I was asked to give my thoughts, and I was like, at the end of the day, yes. If you tell someone, hey, like, I think that this is a sham, like, you probably shouldn't buy it, especially if you have a PS5 already. Like, what is the legit reason that you want to get the PS5 Pro other than what they're trying to sell you? Because again, it's a business at the end of the day. They don't care about you as an individual, they care about your dollar, right? So if they can sucker you to pay $699 plus to get this, then yeah, they're going to tell you these things that, again, as a regular consumer that isn't an enthusiast or it isn't a content creator, you don't care about, like, or you don't know about it. You don't know enough about these technical jargon to purchase it, but you just want it because it's a new hot toy now, right? And you want, whatever reason you want it, because either it's just because it's new, or you want it because you want to boss up on people, like, hey, you got the PS5, I got the PS5 Pro, you were broke, boy, stuff like that, elitist type stuff, right? So we know those people that are going to do that, right? But I said, okay, yeah, people are still going to buy whatever they want to buy, but I don't feel right, especially with my influence, telling you, hey, you're going to do whatever you want. I don't feel right saying that anymore. I know that at the end of the day, you're going to do whatever you want to do, but for all these people who are complaining, like saying the gaming industry is dead, there's nothing to play, why are they doing this? Why are these corporations doing it? Why are they laying off people? Why are all these developers laying off people? If you're a part of that group that wants to constantly complain about things, the easiest way that you can handle this is to not buy it and
just to vote with your wallet,
I hate saying it
as
now
they say.
it's taking on another co-op into that other realm of people that we don't talk about, unfortunately. But the sentiment still stands, right? Like, none of these corporations are going to understand that, hey, maybe this was a bad decision until you don't buy it. But unfortunately, I think it's going to continue to be the same thing that we've always dealt with. Once it goes on pre-order, it's probably going to skyrocket, and Sony is going to get a lot of sales of the PS5 Pro. And it's
Right, and then there's gonna be fucking scalpers that are gonna buy that shit in bulk and wait for people to just buy overpriced. Yeah, same shit that with the regular PS5.
As a consumer, we're going to be the ones who are screwed over. So I don't feel comfortable constantly saying, hey, if you want to buy it, just go ahead and buy it. I want to tell you outright, hey, I don't think that this is worth it. You really need to think about it before you want to buy it, especially if you already have a PS5. I'm telling you, this probably isn't the most smart purchase that you're going to make, unless, as Ethos and Watt said, if you can guarantee that every game that's going to be on this PS5 Pro is going to be 60 FPS, then I will probably accept it. But other than that, I just can't tell you that with a straight face. I can't tell you that.
Did you also see that they're scalping the disk drives right
I was
now?
about to bring that up, yeah.
Right, yeah.
They're all sold
Against
out
scalpers.
everywhere.
And they're like
They are
$400.
Another reason it's not going to be $700.
It'll be almost, $900 off rip.
They're probably going to mark them up to $200-$300.
The hard drives and the
for those
fucking
not
vertical
working. All
stands.
This drive, they bought them up off Amazon. They're from a scalp.
How much did they default for? They were 80,
80.
right?
They were 80. They're about to mark them up to 300.
I'm saying they're like 200, 250, 300 right now. Yeah.
Almost
That's sad. That's real.
I'm of the
70
stance
for
of, like,
fucking hard drive,
said,
fuck's sakes.
yeah. If I was working a regular 9 to 5, I would not buy this. I just don't see the value. I said I'll get it from a standpoint of, like, let me be the guinea pig, because for me it's like a tax write-off. I can produce content around it, and then I can be like, all right, you guys, this is dope. It's
Nice,
worth
just-
it. Or
just to
it's
show it
not.
off and
Don't
test
get
it out.
But like, this is one of the times I would say, let the journalists, but let the content creators be the fall guy. I don't think for like a regular everyday person you should be in a rush to get this. Like, wait for some
Yeah,
reviews.
especially if you're
I would
not
say
into
wait
like
for some
4K.
reviews.
If you're
'Cause
not
right now, I'm
into
not really
4K,
seeing
don't
it.
even
You were right,
fucking
by the way,
bother
JJ.
touching
I
this
don't know if
thing.
y'all saw this tweet I put on the notes about how some people are also going to use this to call other people broke. This tweet I seen that ended up on my timeline. He said, "We don't accept broke boys in the PlayStation community." He said, if you got Game Pass, that's Xbox welfare pass. So by the way, any listeners out there, if you have Game Pass, you are officially on welfare. That's the new joke.
Welfare.
The welfare pass. Oh shit.
Bro, niggas do it all the time, bro. We know how we act, bro. We know how we act. We use all these purchases that don't mean nothing in the scheme of life. We're going to use it to boss up on somebody else every single time.
It's so strange.
I think this is why competition is important. I'm looking over at it like Xbox, like your Game Pass is cool, but you guys got to step
But
it
you
up
don't
on the
really have
hardware
much
standpoint.
else, huh?
This is actually a great time for Xbox. Whatever you're working on next, that rumored handheld, come out. Undercut them on price, drop some fire hardware, some fire games, because this is what happens when Sony gets cocky. I feel like people forget, like, yo, the moment you give them an inch, they will take a mile, bro. People, because that PS4 shit, oh, this is how you trade your games on PS4. People thought Sony's the good. No, they're a corporation too, and so is Xbox. Competition is good. We should not be rooting for the failure of nobody.
Correct.
Yeah, I think the same shit happened with the PS3 early on at least. Sony got really cocky, just putting it
Pro got announced. I don't know if y'all saw this
just
article I put on
making the
show
PS3
notes.
really expensive, just adding shit that nobody
Sony
really
executive
uses.
he said that
And
drive Uber if you
Yeah,
can't get a job.
Xbox
He said
just
the corporate greed is not
won
I saw
that
that.
generation
He
for a
said
little
the
bit,
reason- he said
until
corporate
like
greed is not
maybe
the reason for
the
all the
PS3
layoffs in
got a
the industry.
revision
I'll
with
read it to
the
you
with the
exactly.
Slim and the Super Slim.
I don't think it's fair to say the resulting layoffs have been because of greed. I always try to minimize the speed at which we added staff because I always knew we were in a cycle and I didn't want to end up having the same problems that Sony did in electronics. Then he goes on to say that, yeah, it's not because of corporate greed, but instead it's just because for some other reason. He's like, drive Uber or just hang out on the beach, he says. That's the quote.
He said until like things get better or whatever, like go drive Uber, hang out on the beach, take a break. And I'm like,
you wonder why people hate billionaires. Like, I can't defend that shit. Yeah.
I have no idea. Oh my god.
All these industry people are getting laid off. So what happens is they cannibalize each other because now everybody's fighting for the same whatever job is open. And to come out and be like, oh, we're not greedy, even though, you know, it's already been proven that Bungie's president was over there buying 25 cars in the last 2 years. And you tell him, oh, just go hang out on the beach and drive Uber. Like,
Yeah, fuck off, dude.
like, what are you talking about?
I usually don't call people names who I don't know, but this is a straight up bitch ass nigga right here. Like, you are totally out of touch with reality,
It's
bro.
crazy.
Totally out of
Especially
touch
to
with
say
reality.
that right now, right? Where people are struggling to be able to get groceries. Like things are really bad right now.
Like, I'm
so to
going
be
through
like,
it
go
right
drive
now,
Uber.
you know? So
Go
it's
drive
fuck
Uber,
off,
go
dude.
to a beach. Go to the beach is even worse. Go spend a year on the beach. No one can afford to spend a year on the beach.
Yeah,
That's
just go to
the point.
Starbucks and pay
This is
for
how tone deaf-
overpriced
or how
fucking
about
coffee.
everybody doesn't
Yeah,
live
sure,
in
do
California
that.
and Florida. What if you can't even
You
go,
need to go to the beach.
Right.
You need to go to the beach. Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here, dude?
Go to your cornfields. Hang on.
People like this need to shut the fuck up forever. Like, seriously, you're out of here. That pisses me off so much. Like, just serious. But I actually missed this one. This is terrible. This is a very terrible statement. You were like literally tone deaf. Like, read the room, bro. Not everybody is like this. Like, you can't just go drive Uber or hang out on the beach just because you want to and just wait. Like, we don't even know how long it's going to take for all of these industries to right itself and people will be able to actually work again. Like, there are people struggling to find jobs right now. Like, literally what TBA said, everybody is trying to get the same job. So what do you think is going to happen? The competition is going to be even greater than it was before. So like, it's terrible, and we're still suffering layoffs at that. It's not like it stopped, and we don't know when it's going to stop. So this is, man, it pisses me off so much.
Yep. So just remember, before you get on Twitter and get to fighting that console war, Xbox versus Sony, just remember the Sony exec was talking about you like that.
Crazy.
But
Be
they're
a
all
good
fucking idiots.
Don't be a corporate cocksucker. Like, Jesus Christ.
Fighting the wrong battles here.
Wrong battles.
Nobody's a
The
fucking.
good news is
Yeah, it's
that's
like
the
it's like the
executive side, more
Warhammer
positive
series.
side
No
of
one's
things.
a hero.
Nearly
They're all
90%
fucking
of
bad
developers, when
guys.
surveyed, said that premium $70 games don't need microtransactions.
No one's a good guy in
further
this shit.
reinforcing the belief that what we always preach on here is that it's always the suits. These game developers, they're artists that have to deal with these publishers that front the money, and unfortunately they have decisions that they can make. But when you survey these developers, they say they just want to make dope games that people can buy. And I'm just trying to, the only thing I can wrap my brain around, like, what's the solution is kind of like what Jay said. Like, you got to vote with your wallet. If you don't like something, stop buying it. I feel like social media has really warped a lot of people's perception. They just want to be part of the conversation, which I don't understand, because unless you're like a content creator that's making money, I don't know why some of y'all feel so much just the need to be part of every goddamn conversation. So you're out here buying shit that you don't even fucking need, and it fucks everybody else over in the long run.
Because you're
That's the only solution I
try and
got
show it
off
off on
my head.
YouTube when you only have
You
like
microtransactions, you're a
10
game
views
dev.
per
You
video or
wanna talk
whatever.
about?
I love them. Pump it up.
She got it. Pump it up. That's fucking funny.
Trying to
But
be
I'm
the
glad
new
I read this stuff
fucking
right there, so I wanted to
digital
give
foundry.
At least some positives to flip it on the other side.
So stop saying game devs.
Dude, it's like the game devs are dealing with the executives even more than we are, and they're having to deal with telling these people constantly, this is what the players want. Like, this is what we should be doing. Every day they're having to argue, and then they're like, well, but we think you should do this. It's not ever really coming from game devs. I mean, you know, I can't say ever.
It's always
sometimes there's some game devs
most of the
that
time
are
it's from the
weird
higher
like
ups,
that,
but there are some
it's
developers
mostly
that are
executives
fucking
who
dickheads.
Don't really play
Like the
game
guy
and
from
don't
the director
understand
from
the
Days
gaming
Gone.
industry where it's at, and they just see Fortnite made $2 quadrillion, so we make Fortnite because that's what make money. They don't think about it any further than that.
Or my favorite is you're
So one of
working on
Pete's
a
friends
game
with Charger
for a long
assaulting
period
a
of time, you know what
student.
this type of game is supposed to be, and then the suit goes off for a weekend and plays Elden Ring, says, hey, you know, last week I played Elden Ring.
That kind of thing happens. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
That doesn't really surprise me.
Actually,
You say that, but that doesn't really surprise me. They really fucking do anything for views, so
And you can just see all of them are just like,
That really doesn't
like, in the
surprise
back of
me.
their head, like, oh god, he's gonna make us add some stupid feature because he liked it in another game, even though it makes no sense to put it in this game.
some people are like, oh no, 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 no. Now I'm like, add it. Now I'm like,
What about this
add
Sonic
it to the
3
list.
trailer? Did y'all check it out?
Add it to the list of shit they've done.
I have seen it.
Yeah, they're like fucking Logan
How are you
Paul.
feeling about this? Is it looking
Is
good or
like a
not?
list of shit that no one else does because they have fucking common sense.
I
and
think
dignity.
it's funny that the best thing about Sonic is the movies now. Like, it's not even the fucking
The
games.
movies are good, yeah.
Movies are good.
They turn that
I mean,
around.
all I need to do is just change the model of Sonic, and now all the movies ended up being good.
Freaking! It looks like they're covering Sonic Adventure 2, like some type of loose interpretation. We got Maria in the trailer, and they're showing off a whole lot of Shadow.
So,
But
do you think the plot's gonna be they're gonna team up at the end and it's gonna be Metal Sonic at the end or something?
I don't know.
what
We'll
other
see.
villain? That or you remember Chaos from the first game? They haven't shown him. He could be a villain.
Yeah, they completely skipped Sonic Adventure 1. Huh?
That
Yeah,
could work.
they didn't do
I
the
just-
Sonic
I just hope
X
they don't
thing
milk
where
this
they
shit. Like,
just
can't wait for them to-
recap
Yeah.
Sonic
That's the
Adventure 1 and
thing,
2.
man. It's always nice to have a creative person behind these things who are like, that's kind of like what we saw with Baldur's Gate 3, where they're like, we've made what we want with this game, we don't want to do anymore. Having a creative that can just say, nope, this is what we want, we don't want to keep milking it is very nice.
No,
I hope
it
they
is,
don't.
man.
That's
Count to
Ultimate Hero
three,
talking
and then
about it on
stop.
his Instagram story the other day.
Anything else, count to 3.
That's a.
I don't have
just say,
Instagram
love
or-
how Jim
yeah,
Carrey
I don't,
doesn't really like to do a lot of Hollywood stuff, but the moment he gets
I
a
don't
call
tend
for
to
Sonic,
go
every
on
time
social
he said,
media
"I'm
for
in,
that
I'm gonna
for
play
that
it."
for long
I
periods of
wanna
time,
play
so I
this,
don't know
love
what the
this,
fuck's
yeah.
going on.
The kids love it.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's a whatever weekend that comes out, I'm definitely want to see that because I did surprisingly enjoy the last one. In that Sonic Adventure 2, not the Generations one, the remaster looks pretty good. I think I might get it like as a back burner game. Oh, here's a game I think you guys are all fans of. It's a Souls-like game. There's some rumors going around, nothing confirmed, but due to some job listings that have leaked online at NeoWiz, which is the studio behind Liza P, according to the job listings, they're looking for people who have experience in playing open world games and developing them. So now people are speculating that Liza P2 could go open world. Watts, is that something you want?
Ooh, I don't know, because
I mean,
as much
nowadays
as I
everyone's
love
doing
the
like
Elden
open
Ring,
world. Though.
I do think that with the base Elden Ring, I think that the open world made it a worse Souls
Yeah, sometimes
game,
it's good
but
to
an
just have
incredible open world game.
I don't know, your Space Marine 2s.
Because you know you can't choose the direction that players choose to explore, so you can end up getting somewhere just because you've been exploring and enjoying the game. You haven't been farming or anything, but you can get to a boss and just destroy them and not get to ever experience the way the boss fight is intended for you to experience it, just because you managed to somehow overlevel because you didn't take a left instead of a right when you were going down this one area. So I don't know if I would want an open world, because I also really liked Lies of P's level design. I thought that they did the level design really well, but it's not saying they can't do it. Maybe they can, but I'd have to wait and see on what I feel about Lies of P open world. I love their art design. I think their art design was really good, so I'd like to see it in an open
That's
world.
another
But
one that
I just don't think
slightly
every
interests
studio is
me.
meant to make an
Slightly.
open world, and I don't think every studio can make a good one. We're supposed to be getting Lies of P DLC before December.
I hope though.
Alright.
I'm gonna take the stance of like I gotta see a trailer. I'm gonna wait and
There's
see.
so
I'm
much shit
leaning towards
I want
am
that I
tired
need
of
to play on the
open world games, but
PS5
I did like Lies of P,
when I
so
finally
I'm
get
gonna
it.
keep an open mind if this turns out to be true. That being said, like one of the reasons why I'm genuinely excited about Dragon Age Veilguard is because it's not open world. I like the streamlined level design, but it still gives you enough wiggle room to like explore. It seems like they're really focusing on the combat and the action system and the storytelling, and I think that's what made Lies of P great. Like I agree, the art design was really good. I thought the level design was good enough, but I mean, if they pull it off, hey, I'm not gonna
If they
complain.
pull it
on it.
off, yeah, I'm not gonna complain. It's
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
all that
like,
matters is
man,
just the game
it's
is
so
actually
hard to
fucking good
make
to play.
an open world interesting the whole way. You have to have a lot of content to have an open world that is interesting the whole time, and it's not an easy thing to do. It's not easy.
I was just about to ask you how you felt about it, Ethos, and I remember that's one of those games you didn't play. What do you think, Jay?
Maybe they should hire somebody to fix that parry and deflecting system. How about that?
You're ducking the nameless.
Did you only play it in the demo?
No, I played the demo and I played the full game. I played
What was
I had
wrong
like
with
4 or
what was
5
wrong
hours.
with the parry?
I wasn't a fan of it either, to be honest.
He's a second row enthusiast.
I'm a
so,
Sekiro. I'm a Sekiro. If it doesn't feel like
Yeah,
Sekiro, like if it doesn't feel like Sekiro to me,
And
I
see,
don't
he
like
focuses
it.
a little too much
I'm
on trying to use the parry in that game.
If it
I
doesn't
understand.
feel like that,
I dealt with it.
it takes me a while to adjust to, to it. Yeah.
So it's fine. I don't care either way. If it ends up being open world, I'm still going to play it. If it stays the same, it just continues on and ends up being the linear experience that it was, I will enjoy it. I think Lies of P, outside of maybe Stellar Blade, but I think Lies of P still got it. I think that's the closest that will get to being a true competitor to anything that From Software makes. I think that game was almost flawless. If they would have got the parry system like on Sekiro levels, then that it would have been chef's kiss right there. But like I said, I think the story, just drove everything home for me. Like, and I think that's what gives Lies of P its flair. So whatever they make next, I'll be front row. So I don't really care.
Okay.
Would you say, I'm just curious in general, because all of you have played Lies of P, right? Would you say it's harder than Elden Ring or easier than Elden Ring?
Easier
for the most part, yeah. That's why I'm surprised you didn't beat it.
I was just thinking.
I'm thinking just because there's Lies of P is weird because there's some fights that are really difficult, but it's not like an overall this is the difficulty of the game thing. So I think it's a mixed bag of whether people will find it.
I felt like I ran through the whole game until I got to the very end. Like the final boss, I did feel like he was a demon, but other than that, like it felt like a good challenge. Like I didn't really feel that frustrated.
I don't remember they did having some trouble with the secret boss, I think. Or was it the final boss?
That one's way more difficult.
Elden Ring
DLC is way harder. Yeah.
Well, both of them to me, it was harder than Lies of P.
That's why I get on a certain someone about his nameless footage, because that was the one demon. Like, oh, you don't got no footage on that, Ace? So that's crazy.
There you go.
I told you never gonna let it go for everything. We need to take it to the grave, bro.
Where's the tapes? We need to find it.
Where the receipts?
We'll see though. It's all a rumor, nothing confirmed. So take this whole conversation with a grain of salt. But what is confirmed is some unfortunate news. Is just only 2 weeks
they're shutting down
the release of Concord. It officially shut down due to
shut
lack
down,
of support.
and
I read that
they shut down the studio.
Copies was sold between the PC and the PS5.
Yeah, this is like recent news. They shut down the fucking studio.
The numbers of how many people were online. I felt like it reviewed pretty decent. Like I mostly saw like 7s, but I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think this game ever got a fair shot. I think we talked about that on the last
Keep in mind this video is from a month ago.
What's this making you feel, Watts?
Yeah, it's such a weird thing. So it kind of feels like you said, it never really got a good chance to even try and do anything because they announced it so soon to it, so close to its release.
Then 2 weeks later, it went off.
Lead up of let's show people some cool stuff that you can do with these characters, because The characters aren't enticing,
he's
and
done.
it's not even about them being ugly, right? I just don't think it's good character design, because if I look at Overwatch and I look at a character like Tracer, I can tell that she's going to be like a fast, kind of zippy character. I look at Diva and I can tell what she's going to do. She says one voice line and I know her whole background. I know Winston's like a scientist. Like, I can look at all these characters and know generally what their playstyle is going to be, and also what
You
their
can't really do that
personality
with
is and
Concord
what their
characters.
whole character is. With Concord, you could switch the kits and the characters with pretty much any of them, and it would make just as much sense as it did before. Like, I don't think the character design was well done to get people interested in the characters. But the gameplay was good, and a lot of people who played it went and played it and were like, yeah, it's a pretty fun game. I really like it. I know a lot of people some people from Destiny ended up just trying it to kind of meme on it and make a joke out of it, but then ended up really liking it because it's close to Destiny kind of gameplay. So I think there's a bunch of things that could have made Concord do better, and it almost kind of feels like maybe some of the devs buried their heads in the sand about what the perception of it was going to be, because I'm sure they would have had people come in and play it to give opinions on it. Like, that's a very common thing for game studios to do. So I'm sure they would have had people play and go, I'm not really feeling this, or they would have at least seen the trailer or go, I don't know, because the perception of that game has not been good at all at any point. So it kind of feels like it was just sent out there to die, because even when it was free, it didn't have that many people playing it.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. I don't know if
Let's
they're
see
going to end up
which one
bringing
I'm
it
gonna be
back and
using
doing
now.
something with
See,
it, but
challenges.
it's just it's such a tough market. You have to get
right, the
people
bolter.
in the door wanting to play your game.
Kill streaks.
I
Yeah,
don't
sure.
even know how you do that anymore. It's like a first-person shooter.
Customize.
I don't even know how you do that.
It's so unfortunate
which one has
too,
the
because
bolter?
Sony's out here pushing the $700 platform, but then you're not even pushing the software. So it's like
That's this thing
I
can take
don't
so
know,
long
like,
to
yeah, it
fucking
got
roll
some-
them.
part of it, I think half of it is the blame is Sony. They didn't market this correctly. It just came out of
There you
nowhere.
go.
They didn't promote it when it came out. They didn't promote the
Primary.
beta. And then when the game did come out, they didn't even like try to stop the
There you go.
narrative by
Bolter.
helping them out. They just let a narrative, because like I saw a lot of people calling this game woke. I'm like, bro, as somebody who played it, what the fuck are you talking about? There's nothing political. There's nothing going on in this game. What I will give them is, and I agree with you, Watts, I think some of the character design is fucking ugly in this game. Like, the characters were not cool, but it wasn't
weren't
like
cool.
woke. And like there's a
There we go.
difference. Like, what are you?
There's a big difference. That's the thing. You didn't see any of those characters and go, ooh,
That
I
being-
want to be that guy. You know?
That being said, it's a first-person shooter, so you're not looking at the characters most of the time anyway. The gunplay felt fine.
That's
I think
true.
it's just unfortunate, and I hope this doesn't become a. I think my bigger concern for Concord is I hope this doesn't become a trend in the game, and this is why I said we got to start calling out people. We understand what you dislike, but what is your favorite game? Because everybody's just dunking on everything, and it's getting a little bit weird. Because on the opposite side of the spectrum, I'm not saying this game is great. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it deserved the shit that it deserved. It felt like a solid 7 based off of what I played. What I will say is, the same way you're allowed to dislike that 7 out of 10, people are also allowed to enjoy it. And I think things are getting a little bit weird when people are going out of their way to make sure that other people don't like what they don't like. And I'm just like, what happened to minding your own business? Because to be honest, I mean, most y'all
Yeah, what
mamas, most
happens to
y'all
people
daddies is a
playing the
6 or 7
games
out
just
of 10.
not worrying
Do you
that
love them
you should
anyway?
mind
Like,
what you're doing?
I'm just saying, do you love them any less? Like, what are we talking about here?
Oh my goodness.
Is that not real? Like, it's just
I mean, you have a good point with the 7, right? Because like a 7 it's not bad, it's not great, it's good.
people
So
are
some
allowed
people are
to
gonna
like
love that
average
7.
shit. Most of y'all watching this video, I'm not even trying to be mean, you're an average person. Doesn't make you any less. Most people are average because that's exactly what it is. Like, so if somebody likes it, like, why are y'all harass? It's getting weird. Like, people coming in my stream just like harass, stop playing this shit. Get off my
that's weird.
dick, dude.
Get
You're
off my dick,
weird,
bro.
man. Technomancer was a 6 out of 10. It reviewed poorly. I always say I like that game. I like the world that it crafted. I also understand it's not the best game, but I'm also allowed to like the game, bro. Go play what you do like. Start asking these people what they like. I thought it was really weird that everybody just kept posting like the player counts. I'm like, all right, guys, y'all got to get off this game's dick, bro. 500 players, 400 players, dude. Look at this, look at this, look at this. We get it, we get it. It's a dead
It was
game.
like they were watching it closely. It's like it's at 683. I'm gonna check in an hour.
Hate watching is a thing. Hate watching is 100% a thing.
So that's my main concern. I'm like, I hope this doesn't
Yeah.
turn into a trend for other games. At the end of the day, these are people with livelihoods. They got jobs. They got bread to put on the table for their families. Like, where's the humanity and all? What'd you think of this, Jay?
Man, that's literally what you said. Like there is no humanity. Like I've seen people that are like, man, no, this studio deserves to fail. I'm like, what are y'all talking about, bro? Like just put the shoe on the other foot. You would not want people dunking on the game and not even giving it a chance. So and then like when we heard that they took 8 years to make this, I'm like, bro, that's a lot of time just for before the game even comes out. When you're in the beta stage, letting people actually try it out, then people don't try it out because one, they didn't even know that it was in beta, and then we're focusing on this whole woke thing just because you see black characters and other characters that again aren't white in the game. You're saying it's woke. It has nothing to do with anything, but you're just
It's
saying
a different kill streak they have to worry about.
That's the thing right now. You know, that's the high topic to just call everything woke just because you see minorities in the video game. So like you're just automatically coming into the situation with a negative connotation. You're not giving things a chance, and then when the game finally launches, then you're comparing it to freaking Wukong that came out, not even the same type of game, but you're saying, oh, Wukong has this many people playing the game right now, but and Concord doesn't. And then all the Sony people are like, well, we didn't ask for this anyway. You know, why did you bring out a hero shooter? So again, all these people are not giving the game a chance. You're comparing it to games that aren't even the same type of game. Like this game was just, it was messed up from the start, and then on top of that, somebody else who worked on the game, and now you're just further fueling the fire because you call people talentless freaks. You call them talentless freaks they're working on. So I'm like, again, that's giving them another video to talk shit. And they're like, oh, you see? Man. Yeah, I'm like, you see? They call them talentless freaks. So that's why your game deserves to fail. Like, it's so bad out here, bro. It's so
unfortunate.
It's always fucking Twitter just being the most toxic ever.
Training, be like,
that
look,
also
as long
Reddit.
as you work within the studio, they got to sound like an NDA. After you have, first of all, when you work here, shut the fuck up on social media, and then two, for at least 2 years after you leave, you are not allowed to say shit, like because that was bad PR too. That didn't help, bro. Like going at people. Digging a hole. They're digging a hole. It's like a dog that smells fear, bro.
There's
like,
people not knowing when to shut the fuck up.
Out of you. That's all it is. They just want a reaction out of you. As soon as they get it, bam, they got you. Now you're getting shit in on, and now they're going to continue their agenda. That's all it is.
And I know you want to yell at them. Oh, I know. It must be so tempting to just be like, shut up, you're stupid. But that is what they want. And
that's what they want. They want attention.
Shout out to the Concord devs who were just like sharing their gameplay and being like, look, I had a lot of fun working on it. I have a lot of fun playing it. And that's kind of just their whole thing that they were staying on. Just sharing the enjoyment with the people who were sticking around. And hey, you know what other good thing that came
3
from
kills,
this?
I think.
69
3
people
kills,
got
then
the platinum
with
trophy.
the bolt, and then
And
1
no
kill
more
with the
people can get it.
pistol, so it resets
it's
the
a
kill
good
streak.
end to the story.
So do we think that what do we think is next for Concord, since they are officially shut down and they say that they're going to come back? Do we think they're going to be free to play? Do we even think that's going to help if they come back and they're free to play?
They gotta read it.
Einstein is 2020 though, so yeah, they're not gonna fucking come back. That's for certain.
Might not be worth it. They're gonna do. You remember what happened with Anthem, where they're like, all right, we're gonna make it next. And like I read the blogs for that. That was shaping.
I heard it was going to be good from people who saw it. They were like, it's looking really good.
They were smart about it. They were like, I don't know why they didn't do it originally. They were like, all right, we're gonna have the Austin team, the people who made an MMO, we're gonna have them try to fix it, which makes perfect sense because they would have the experience behind this. They literally laid it out. They took inspiration from Warframe, from Destiny. They were literally fixing all the problems of it. They had a really good idea what to do, and then EA said, nah, bro, the amount of time and effort and money it would take for you to implement this would take way too long. We got our money out of what we could. There's no reason for us to do this. I think it's gonna be the same thing. They might give them several months, maybe until this time next year, to be like, all right, show us what you've changed with the game, will it work? But at this point, like the brand is tainted. Like the name Concord's a joke. Like you can't relaunch this as
right. Can't really do much with a turbo.
Things where if you look at Final Fantasy 14's story, right? They stuck with it. They took the beating. They just took the beating as it was, and they were like, hey, we're gonna quietly put our heads down and do this. No Man's Sky. They honestly, the shit that happened with Concord. I think
but that
every
doesn't
developer
always
studio, y'all
happen,
need to
though.
just talk to Sean Murray.
Sometimes you just gotta let a game go.
In the universe, to be able to take that level, to not only that, but to shelter your dev team and say, "I'll take the bullet." Since I was the one who was up front, I was the visual person that people are gonna blame for this. I'll take all the shots from this. And he went into the Fallout bunker, and then he came out and said, "I'm never gonna let y'all make fun of me again." And then he just every single time he'd be whipping y'all with the DLC updates, every free update, and he never lets y'all. And he's like, "Please, Sean, you've done enough." And I know, no, we haven't. Nope. Get ready to update your game. And he does this as a joke.
I gotta cook more.
He laughs at his own jokes, laughs at his own failures, says, you know what? Yeah, I made some mistakes. We made some mistakes. We shot short. But everyone loves him now. And I'm like, if people understood this more, but I feel like, unfortunately for them, they're not in that situation. They don't get a chance to they don't get to do a Rainbow Six Siege. They don't get to do a 14. They don't get a redemption story, because like, it's different when you basically have to admit defeat, run away, and maybe you come back a year later, but people are going to be like, oh, you failed last time, we're not going to give you a chance. I think even if this game goes free to play, I feel like X Defiance free to play, that shit's a dud. Well, how is this going to be any different than what's happened to X Defiant, even if you go free to play? I agree with Watts. I think the gameplay, and even when we played during the debate, when I was playing with her, I felt like gameplay wise, I had a lot of fun, but that was because it felt like Destiny, and I enjoyed Destiny's PvP. I just don't
get more ammo
unless they have a new, like, unless they pull the boy who the goat who did the designs for Overwatch, and he redesigns every single character and stuff like that, and they redo they relaunch it with a brand new name, and they act like, oh, we don't know what was Concord. This is not Concord. This is something else. Maybe they can get away with that, but I think it was just bad timing. I think we're at okay. It's I don't even know. I'm gonna get people pissed at me.
The fuck is that gun? I think that's the last cannon.
Gamers, because I think a lot of gamers they bullshit a lot. They tell you one thing, but they don't really
pretty sure
mean
that's
that
the
they
last
think
cannon.
they-
That's a big ass
Ascendant is a
fucking
great
gun.
example. We're tired of live service
Yes.
games. Everybody in my Twitch chat, you gonna play First Ascendant? That 5 out
Yeah.
of 10? You just
And-
like shit because it's free. Get the fuck out of here, bro. That shit sucks.
And on top of that, all of them said we were sick of hero shooters. I remember that was the biggest complaint. Was a lot of people trying to say it was live service, but I remember the biggest people were bitching about Concord the moment it got announced, because they said another hero shooter. Like that was the biggest. That was the number one thing.
We're
It was
playing Marvel Rivals though.
But then
They're playing Deadlock. They're playing Marvel Rivals.
I'm not getting more ammo. Oh, I think I see. I'm probably not getting actual more fucking ads.
Deadlock comes out.
Here we go.
Deadlock is in early. It has 200,000. I think almost 200,000 people are playing that game. Granted, I get it. I totally get the argument. It's a Valve game. It's a different.
I don't know why.
Different
For some reason, the fucking ads weren't playing at all. Like in the first half of the fucking video, and then almost at the end they stopped playing more.
It is fucking cap. Any of these gamers that lie and tell you that they're sick of hero shooters, they're not fucking sick of hero shooters. They just don't like that version of a hero shooter. But if you put Marvel, if you have the right brand for it, or if you are just a pedigree studio, they're gonna play your fucking game. They will do it. It's just I think
That's
it
where
was a
Sony
mixture
fucked
of
up.
things. Yeah, and that's the thing.
I'm surprised
it wasn't a pedigree
because the
studio.
difference between Sean Murray and No Man's Sky, that was a smaller game. Sony, why didn't they open up their wallet and pay all the big Destiny streamers to play the game? All the big Destiny.
They did.
They did. I must have missed that part.
I found out about this. They did pay Shroud. A couple of other people
Shroud of all
that were like
people?
VR
They did pay
players.
some
right?
people to
They
play,
did have. I remember when I was watching Watts streaming it, and then I would go and I would see, okay, who else is streaming Concord? And I would see her, and then I would see like a bunch of other people. And I remember because Watts was making fun of it. She was saying the whole time, she was like, "I'm not sponsored by this, so I'm just."
Yeah, I put in the
you.
title, not sponsored,
Yeah,
because
I'm
like
not
every
sponsored.
other stream was sponsored.
I was
missed
like,
that
what
part.
are you talking about?
Damn.
Yeah, I was like, why is my playing this?
I don't think it's any hope then. Like if they, I don't know, man.
Yeah, they were trying to force bigger streamers to play, and obviously they're like, oh, it's free money, I'll just play it and da da da, you know. But they weren't really like feeling it. They were just like, oh, it's just another check, so I'm just gonna play it
They
for a
should have
couple
focused
hours.
on Destiny players
That's
to.
what I said. Why did y'all
They should have
get
did
that?
more
Destiny players?
research on who they gave the
They
sponsorship to.
targeted the wrong people. I don't even say
They just
targeted
went with the
them. They
big
didn't target
numbers. They went with the bigger streamer. Like if you
It's
got
hard
big
to
numbers, we'll
quantify
sponsor you to do it.
It's
They
hard to
went
quantify
for-
true influence, basically.
And that's what they
Well,
Quote unquote
that's the thing.
quantity over quality.
Because like
I guess.
I know so many Destiny people who tried it and they were like, I actually really like it, like PvP Destiny guys. So if they reached out to like every PvP Destiny
Had
streamer,
people playing it.
and not only would you have had people streaming, people would have tried it, they would have liked it, and then people would have tuned in, seeing people go, I actually really like this.
Really
If you were a
like
fan of Destiny, and then they would get their Destiny community to give it a try. It's just going after the biggest number doesn't work anymore. You
It
can't
doesn't
do that.
work. You need to start, PR firms, bro. Here's some free GI consulting, all right? You're gonna get this nugget for free. Stop trying to go for the big numbers. These people do not care. I'm telling you, they just see a number behind you. Whatever you're trying to market, they just see it as a check. You need to target the middle and even some smaller streamers. You need to target people that are actually in the
Right.
trenches.
That
actually
or
play
just
these
the people
games
that
like
actually
and
care what the
actually
fuck they're
are
doing.
genuinely have
Not
a
just
small
there for the
community,
money.
but it's a bunch of people that actually genuinely care about the game and they really care about it. If you target them and you grow and nurture them, I promise you, in 5 years you'll be looking back and be like, wow, that person not only got bigger, but they actually got a sales because they genuinely care about the game product.
Most of the bigger streamers nowadays, they don't even play games. Like, shit has gotten weird. So
Yeah,
why
most
are
of
you-
them are just like reacting to fucking stuff on YouTube or Reddit.
YouTube.
Hey, you saw they about to get them the fuck up out of here, though, right? You saw they gonna get them up out of here?
Get them the fuck out of here, but they're capping. Y'all gotta stop just pick these big streaming groups and we're just gonna have to shake. They do not care about your game. I promise you. These PR firms, y'all gotta stop falling for this shit.
And it's not a good show of your game to have
It's
someone
not.
like they don't care. They don't take the time to understand anything about the game, so they can't explain anything when people are asking questions. Like I saw, like a good example of this was when No Rest for the Wicked had their Wicked showcase. There was a whole, not a ton of stuff to read about doing it, but one of the main things was like, please don't show the main screen because it's not finished. Like it's all.
They showed
They
it.
did.
And
all
they
of
showed
them,
it either
all of them
way.
did it, and I'm like, oh my god.
They don't read the guidelines.
Can't even take 5 minutes to just read a very basic outline.
Yeah,
And it's like the screen looked fine, but the devs didn't want to show it yet because it wasn't finished.
You'd be
Right.
surprised. The worst part is like those guidelines. I'm sure you know what. When you get those sponsorships, they're usually very simple bullet points.
They're
It's like,
very
Maybe
simple.
like 5 bullet points. Like you didn't read the guideline before you did your
That's what I'm
sponsorship.
saying. It's not a whole book. It's literally, like you said, 5 bullet points of like, just do this, don't do this, and don't do this, and you're good. For like
Yeah,
a
people
Also on
don't
Wilds,
wanna
they said,
fucking read
"Please
shit."
Don't record the tutorial level. Like,
That was it.
like you can't not do that. Like it's not
Right.
hard to do.
Scrub,
Like, Jesus
when you get
Christ,
a job and they give you the fucking
I was on
contract,
the-
read that shit.
A Shopify me desafiou a fazer teste
Fucking
com os imigrantes.
read
E
it.
hoje, se você tá vendo isso aqui,
I don't care if it's like
I
20
don't know
fucking
how
pages,
Concord
read
goes
that
about
shit.
this. The only way that I could see it maybe is if they lean into how much of a disaster it was and they had an interview with devs come out and be like, yeah, that design was pretty ass, huh? Well, this is how we made it better. Like they could maybe make it funny like that, but you can't try and be like, we're back and it's pristine and perfect and look at us, we're a Sony shooter. The marketing was also weird because it almost felt like Sony was marketing it like one of their Sony games, but it's a multiplayer game. They're like, look, we have these evolving characters and stories every week, so exciting, instead of showing like high octane, really fun gameplay of like,
How long
look how
normally
fun
are
this
they?
game can actually be.
My last one, I think it was like
just all bad.
Look at my cinematics, bro.
10
Look at my
pages, something
cinematic.
like that.
Well,
I
that's
don't
the
know.
thing. People saw it. People saw it and they were like, "Oh, this looks kind of interesting," and then they saw it was a
But
PvP
make
game,
sure
and they're
you
like,
read
"Never mind."
everything.
I saw like 3 of my friends all said the same thing. They said when they saw the initial trailer, they were like, "Oh, okay, a new
There might some
universe
stuff
might
you
be
might
okay,
end
this
up
could be
missing
cool."
and then
they
regret
saw
later.
the gameplay, and you could just see the face go from like happy to go like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is."
I
not
saw
for
it
me."
live in the chat.
Yeah.
Even like, and you know how chats are on YouTube and stuff. They're normally awful at these kind of
They're the
gameplay
SpongeBob sardines.
showcases.
Meet.
But
Me, 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 me.
dude, even then, it was like people were actually kind of into it from the story trailer, and then immediately were like, never
Oh,
mind.
this ain't it, G.
It feels like Concord is like y'all ever known somebody where like you just didn't like them for no fucking reason.
and then you find out you didn't, and then you find out
I
why.
feel like
later.
Concord's like that game that just got unfortunately, like we don't know why we don't like it. We just don't fucking like this shit, bro. Like and they just ran with that shit. It's unfortunate circumstances, but
Unfortunate.
what can you do? What can you do? Wish them the best. I'll tell you what does happen though. If y'all can continue to kick people down while they're down, you're going to continue to have more layoffs because that was announced at fucking Microsoft. This don't got nothing to do with Concord, but Microsoft announced another 650 employees being laid off. They just laid off 1,900 in like the last
even
year.
more. Fuck
so,
me.
Add almost another 1,000 to it. They said in their
Oh wait, no, this video is like a
we made the
muffled.
decision
Right,
to
right.
eliminate approximately
Forgot about that.
650 roles across Microsoft Gaming to organize our business for long-term success. No games, services, or experiences have been
Three
canceled,
kill
and no
streaks, let's
studios are
go.
being closed. A part of the adjustments today. Translation: we're cutting fat, and more people are gonna have to wear more hats.
Or we're gonna outsource it to people who don't know anything about the game development.
China.
And you know the crazy part is, like, y'all complaining ain't no games to play. Games are worse than they ever are, which I completely disagree. If people keep losing their jobs, your favorite games are about to get worse. Like, there's less talent working on, bruh.
Right.
Stressed out.
And now they're
Yeah,
just gonna
that's not
get
shit.
worse because they're
How you
gonna
gonna acquire a
only
studio just to lay them off? Like,
hire
what the
like
hell?
interns or
That
people
is
that are just gonna stay
crazy.
there
They
for like a
spent
little
so
bit.
much
Or
money
like
on Xbox
there's just
game
temporary
division
jobs
for
or
all these
whatever.
studios, and now they're just laying off so many people.
Or what?
All that budget went to the Black Ops 6 event in DC last
All the
week.
blacks at
Yeah.
Xbox are gone, man. Sad.
I'm not. Man, yeah, it's tragic.
I really hate that, like, we're towards the end of the podcast and JG's camera got clear. You crystal clear now. That's funny, dude. Oh my goodness.
Damn.
Let's see. That's all I got on the news section. I got the social justice warrior section for the last bit of the podcast. JG's favorite section. First thing first, we got for Bungie. A fan has been spotted at Bungie. If you know what a fan is, it's a reference to Kendrick Lamar and the Drake beef. It is a freaky ass ninja. Another one has been caught at
Another one?
Bungie, unfortunately, and this is off the heels of all the drama that's been going on over there. Apparently, one of the
Another one.
executives over there was sending text messages to 8 women. They were complaining. I read this one, and apparently,
Really?
according to them,
Why
he
there's
was
so
sending
many
them
of these
truth or
fucking
dare
people?
messages and offering steps up in the corporate ladder if they play truth or dare. This shit is fucking weird. I'm glad people are speaking
Bro,
up.
what
about
is this
stuff.
fucking,
This shit is.
what's this
Can we
from?
just get back to making good games? What's going
The
on?
wine.
man?
What is this
What's
fucking
going on?
Weinstein shit?
I mean,
pulling out the
thing
fucking
happens
casting
in any other
couch?
Industry, like men just being weird once you get a little bit of money and power, and you get the opposite sex who also works under you. Then you start selling them dreams, selling them wolf tickets, being wildly inappropriate, thinking that you have done nothing wrong because you were at the tippy top of whatever organization that you're at. So it sucks, and it really sucks when it's in our industry, in the video game industry, because I feel like there's a weird barrier here that, like, people, because we're all nerds a certain way. Like, obviously there are levels to being a nerd, but
Some more than
but
others,
there
I
are
guess.
still like regular people who aren't nerds that know nothing about video games for real. They just happen to end up in their position because either they know somebody or they're semi decent in business.
That's job interview lasts like 10 minutes because the person only asked one question. That's it. I mean, my last one also was pretty short, but they asked a lot more questions than just one. My guess is they probably had like a lot of volunteers, like candidates for the job, and just trying to like go through all of them, very short, in a very like short amount of time. Yeah, I think that's what happened with my job as well that I'm applying for right now. There's like 200 fucking candidates, and there's only like 4 slots available. So they're trying to fucking go through all of them. Like, keep them. This is like 2 weeks ago, and I'm still waiting for them to respond if I even got the fucking job. That's how many fucking candidates they got. All they asked was to tell them about myself. I guess they also did the same shit with me, but they specified with certain areas about myself. Like how would like what was my idea of the job and all that sort of stuff.
And those are the people that end up. I'm not saying that video game people are exempt, but like
it's either that or it's just a job that it doesn't require that much like background to get it.
The same things wrong that are present in other industries, but we've been seeing it. We've been covering it for years on this podcast alone, and we've seen that in the video game industry, it's all corporations, so it doesn't matter. We're not exempt for anything. Like the same weird shit can happen here too. So I think like people end up being shocked at first, like, oh my god, like, oh, this is happening in the video game industry, but it's the same stuff, man. Like just men being weird and going on these power trips just to get some sex because they can't get it, you know, just throwing some game or you know, as a young kid say having some riz with these females, you know, you start sending weird text messages and truth to dare.
They told me that I was gonna get an email call back or something on Monday.
Married and has been married for a long time.
Again, they don't make nobody exempt either.
Right, they said that they were gonna they were gonna like give either a phone call or an email message like 2 weeks afterwards, and I'm still waiting for it. They're probably still going through all the candidates, probably.
Reports coming out about Marathon too, because he was the director of Marathon. Reports coming out that people weren't liking it. You need to focus on that game.
Well, so I've heard some rumblings in general that people actually didn't like working with this person as well, and we've kind of seen that coming out on Twitter, where people like someone that I knew who recently left, like wasn't laid off but left, was like, yeah, this is why I didn't really feel comfortable there.
Maybe
someone who's been a dev there for a long time just did like the Kermit
it depends though
gif when it happened, and these are people who are working.
Yeah, just make sure you don't apply to just one job and wait.
Person who was fired
apply to as many as you can.
Many years. So this is clearly it's not, and these were men as well. So it's men have also not enjoyed working with this person. So it seems like.
Please let me join your guild.
Jesus, fuck, they should bring up a lot more often at the end of the fucking video.
Kind of just been bad all around, and it's pretty crazy with the Marathon thing because they put out this big announcement kind of showing Marathon, and it was very shortly after that this person was fired.
Man, I'm really contemplating getting fucking YouTube Premium.
All I can say is shout out to the ladies speaking up. Keep doing that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Let's
get back to having fun
and making good games and being decent people. Like I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's
even if you're single and you're being respectful about it, like just why are you even doing that at the game studio, right? It's never gonna go well. Why are you doing that especially when you're someone who is high up in the company to be trying to talk to women in the company. Just don't do it.
Yeah, there are multiple reasons why we say like don't date inside of your workplace. It's not just because of the drama that can come with it, you know, if a breakup ends up happening, but stuff like this too. Like it's super weird. Just avoid it. Avoid it like the plague. Don't
avoid it. Yeah.
And last but not least, what I got for you in the social justice section is the world-renowned PDF file.
Although even drama can still happen when you're not dating anyone.
After deleting some tweets.
So it's just with dating it tends to happen a lot more often.
And his entire party left him once they realized that it was Dr. Disrespect on the team. So basically nobody wants to play with him.
Gamers keep doing that, please. Like, make it to where, like, you can come back to streaming, sure.
We love to see
right, and he's still trying to get his channel monetized, I think.
I like that. Keep doing that.
If this continues to happen when he hops in multiplayer games, do you think this is the type of stuff that'll make him like hop off the internet and quit?
No, he'll start playing single player games.
We'll just move on to the next thing.
Funny.
He's like, okay, I better go back to Elden Ring.
Oh my goodness. They said we don't do that in the Deadlock community. I know this is a new community, but we're gonna establish the line right now, and you are not welcome over here, brother.
Not welcome. We just opened this up. Like we've been playing in the shadows. We don't need you here, but
this game's an alpha. We try to foster.
I got a call back from them asking for me if you while I was streaming. Called them back and okay.
It was funny. It was funny.
Keep doing it, gamers.
Yeah, that's why I always try to have like my phone nearby me, just in case something happens.
Okay.
I'm having fun playing games. So there's actually a game that came out this week that I want to check out. It's called Rika. I just really like the art. It's like a super cool artistic indie game. You make a house on a chicken. You're making a house on a chicken. You're making a house on a chicken. It's
Big ass
not-
energy.
I'm not gonna. She be playing different games, but I'm not gonna knock it because she actually play games unlike Ethos. I respect it.
Damn.
I think I found it. It's REKA.
REKA.
Yeah, I found it on
like
Steam.
I've been following these devs for a while, and like their art style is just really interesting, and they're telling
Just ways that I applied for and the person that called me has a different phone number. Saying what I'm not actually
history of it. So I just
itself.
appreciate a game that has unique art and has like their.
I think it might be
telling
best
it
if you
from
call
a
the place
unique
itself. Just be
cultural
safer.
perspective. It's not just the
Because you never know if that
Norse
person
or
is still
Viking
like
or whatever that we normally get.
on the job around that time. Maybe. Never know. Yeah. But I think it might be
there's some
best.
games coming out next week
I think
that
it
I'm
might
gonna
be sick
checking
just
out
call
that
the
I'm
person,
sure
not
I'll
the
talk
person, not
about on
the
here. One of
person.
them is Farah, which is going into early access. That is a kind of a monster-like-ish game that is also an indie game. So I'm going to check that out. Plucky Squire is a super unique art style game from Devolver Digital. Where you basically you can play. It's 3D, it's 2D. You're like playing in a storybook. You're going in a storybook, out a storybook, which is really dope. And then Enotria is out, which is Italian Souls, which I'm sure will be very jank, but also hopefully fun.
That's all you and JG. That's all you and JG. Y'all got that one. I got.
I enjoyed my time in the demo, although I was like, some of these bosses are absolutely gonna piss me off. It's kind of jank.
Sign me up. Give me 3 copies.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm in.
Was that your closing statement?
That's my closing statement. Play games.
Cool.
Come join me playing
Play games. Don't don't be like the other guy. Doesn't
JG,
play
what's your
shit.
closing statement for episode 159? I think. Yeah, 159. Go. I don't even know, dude. I'm losing count.
Hey, I appreciate everybody for continuing to listen and support. Again,
Desde sempre que o sabor único de uma
Fuck's sakes,
bolacha Oreo
man.
nasce do verdadeiro cacau. É preciso cacau.
Do you mind?
and join the Discord. We have people talking all the time. Definitely want to get some people together. We need to do some more community events, that's for sure. So I know when Call of Duty comes out.
Yeah, I don't know why the fucking ads didn't play at all during the beginning. Unless they have it scheduled or some shit.
So that was super fun. So yeah, join the Discord. It's free. And I hope to see more of you all in there chatting it up and playing some games together.
Ethos, closing statement, episode 159. Go.
I got two. First, shout outs to BioWare. They've been showing some more stuff for Veilguard, Dragon Age. It looks great. The hair physics are insane. I keep watching gameplay. I'm like, what the hell? This is incredible. I guess apparently they're using the artists that did like their FIFA series. Apparently they have like really good hair. So now they're starting to bring that tech over to their other games, which seems really cool. And then second one, because you brought it up and I totally forgot. Shout outs to the Deadlock community. I've been playing this shit nonstop, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got 35 hours on this. I'm a crackhead. That's why I ain't been playing nothing else. I've been playing Deadlock.
You just playing Deadlock?
Yeah, we'll talk about
next. Some time on it.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
if you like Paragon, but you want something different than Paragon, but it still feels like Paragon, then you'll like Deadlock. That's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, let's try to do a community night. Everybody got access in here now. We did.
I do,
so,
yeah.
All right, let's try to set that up next.
And if
week.
if you need access, let me know. Give me $5. I'll get you in.
All right.
I'll call the developer and give you
I got a few
access.
closing statements. If you made it this far in the show, leave in the comment section #give me $5. The other thing I wanted to say, one of my favorite things that happened on social media this past week is there was a tweet that went viral. I never heard of this person. I don't know if it was a content creator or a random just like Xbot, some Xbox fanboy, but he was trying to shit on Astrobot. And the talking point he had is he was saying that Psychonauts 2 is a better game for X, Y, and Z. So somebody replied and quote tweeted to him, and he said, "How would you know?" And he posted a screenshot of his achievements, and he only had 10% of the achievements on Psychonauts. So he didn't even get halfway through the game, but he was trying to shit on Astrobots because he was such an Xbox fanboy. So I say kudos. That's the type of toxicity I like to see in the gaming community.
He got called out by he got fucking
pulling
called
achievements up.
4K.
I think it's really important that we start asking, especially some of these content creators, because we've been influenced by grifters. You know, we understand what you dislike, but what do you like? Let's find a balance, because I'm not believing anybody. Can you do this? Can you do a game spread? Can you do that? What's your game spread? We need
Only
to
2
see.
games. Dude. Do it. Come on.
Hold it, tweet me your game spread. We need to see that shit.
That was a game spread.
Because it's getting a little weird out here. So I like to see that shit. That shit cracked me up. But other than that, I appreciate everybody coming through to the podcast once again. If you
It's always fucking Twitter, always eating shit.
Version, be sure to rate the show 5 stars on Apple and Spotify. And we will see.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Before you leave. Chat. Okay, this will be a cool interaction, all right? We want to see your game spreads. So take a picture of your game spread. If you're the visual and see what TBH did, do that, take a picture of it, and then send it to the GI account. The best ones we'll retweet. And maybe we'll talk about it on the next podcast.
Let me
I
see
like
them
that.
game spreads.
If you're listening to the audio, you have no idea. TBH, you're gonna have to describe what you're doing because they're not gonna.
All right, so there's a very ignorant thing. Well, first of all, there's video on Spotify. There's a very ignorant thing in the black community where they take money and they spread it across their forearm. I want you to take your games and do the same exact thing and take a picture. It's a way. It's a way to flex, is what we call in the African American community. Flex your wealth, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, if you only have digital games, I would
I'm
accept
gonna
them
need
taking a screenshot
I'm gonna
of
need
their
big arms because I have a
hours
lot
or
of
their
fucking games on my
achievement and,
backlog.
like, photoshopping it on their arm.
And don't tell
But
me
you gotta have some hours in it.
Don't tell me it's not possible too, because people be sending me spreads of their vinyl collection ever since I started collecting. People like, am I valid? So that shit is funny. I want to see y'all do that. We're tweeting the GI account.
Let's see.
I want to see it.
Is your collection valid? But
Some vinyl
that's all
collector.
we got for
Okay,
y'all
good,
for the
good.
latest episode of the GI podcast. We appreciate y'all coming through, and we will see you on the next episode of the Game and Illuminati podcast. Peace.
All right, cool. Hold on. I'm in the middle of this. Yeah, it might take a bit. I think for the rest of this, I'll just put on the music. I'm kind of can't really pull out the another video right now. All right, where the heck is this? Here we go. Here we go. And then this. Okay, there we go. Yeah, hold on. Man, it's kind of hard focusing on both the game and trying to fucking put the music on at the same goddamn time. Okay, here we go. Damn. A thousand fucking enemies as chaos, damn. Okay, I'm already at 250. Although I'm probably gonna need a few more kills just to finish off the kill streaks. Is it the whole Wheat Speeds apology last night? Wasn't that the one they sent me the other time? Or was it just a snippet of it? Man, let's see how long this guy's gonna stay on. Kinda sucks that it's only him for today. I would have liked if there was like 1 or 2 more people on so that this won't take as long to get done. Last thing, you was the one that you do it like a day or 2 again later. Ah, okay, so it's just a redone. Yeah. I mean, why did you even bother though? You already deleted the fucking... If you had to fucking delete the apology video, then you're already cooked. You already lost the battle, buddy. Just log off them. You're done. And then he made another apology that was over 10 minutes long. Ugh. I don't know. If you have to fucking delete the apology and then make a completely different one, then I don't know. I'm sorry, it just makes you look fucking fake as shit. You're not really sorry, you're just trying to make yourself look good. But yeah, the ship has already fucking sailed like a long time ago. He's done. Yeah, we'll see if I pull out a video after my turn ends. We'll see. Because right now I'm in the middle of the turn. I don't want to waste time trying to find something else. And I could just, keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah, the good thing with the Illuminati podcast is that the videos are very long, so I can just keep listening to the same one. Right. Again, I'll pull out the other video after my turn's done here. I'll check it out after my turn's done. Right now I'm just trying to focus on the game. But yeah, I still prefer, even if the video is like a month old, like with the Illuminati podcast, I still enjoy listening to them. Because even if it's like a little old, it's still I still enjoy listening to it. And not so, it's just something to listen to while farming. Right, kill streaks are definitely the thing that takes the longest to get done though. Because you have to get at least 3 kills with it. Multi-kills, you have to worry about getting like more people there, but they don't take as long to get everything done. I mean, it's just because I'm only doing this for one person. Yeah, I think that's probably just that. Yeah, this, if I had like one more person helping out with this shit, it probably wouldn't take as long. Man, I'm already 312. Once we get to like the 400, that's when we should be almost done. Then now I just need to wait for him to get here so I can get more ammo. I do like what I noticed there is when you're like blind firing, there's like a little thing showing. Oh wait, no. No, I thought there was something else. I thought for a second that in like the meter here, it like showed the amount of ammo do you have. Like the icons, the yellow icons around the fucking cursor would like disappear with the amount of ammo that you have now. Right, should be it. How far am I going? Okay. What's 35? Yeah, level ups aren't gonna be that much of a big issue. I get them by just getting the weapon challenges done. So by the time I get all of them done, I should already be at level 40 or whatever. There we go. 250 kills with the bolter. And level 35. Yeah, there we go. Now I just have to get the kill streaks.
Roger, 0J, and I feel fine. Discovery Houston, press to ATO.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight in the Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
I have to pay attention because I have to keep track of how many kills I already gotten with this bolter. Yeah, I have to get 3, then use the pistol, get another one. Get a separate kill with it. Then reset the kill streak. And sometimes I was counting. There we go. 2 of a reload. Come on, where are you? Yeah, at least it's pretty quick for the respawns. At least there's that. 3. What? One, 2, 3. Almost to 400. Although I think it's probably still gonna take a bit to get to 100 kill streaks. I probably got a few times, like I probably got like 4 instead of 3, or maybe even less. Yeah, thank God you don't have to do kill streaks for every single gun, because I think that they definitely take the longest to get done. Again, it would have been nice if you could like check challenges during the match, but I don't think you can do that. Don't get why. After this kill streak, I need to refill. Thank you. This should be the last refill, I think. Maybe. Yeah, the last gun is a big ass fucking gun. Like, holy shit. Yeah, I just noticed that. Thank you. Alright, that'll do. Nice headshot. Right, that's 1, 3. It should be almost done though. Yeah, I know when it's done, when it shows up the 100 kill streak thing. Yeah. But we should be almost done. Maybe one more. Two. Where are you? There we go, finally. 100 kill streaks. Took a bit. At least this gun's done. And done. There we go. Right, I think next one is gonna be doing the last cannon. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Kill 250 enemies and get 100 kills from a very far away. Okay, that's pretty simple. What else do I need? Although I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna do another turn of mine today, probably. Twin bolter or stone bolter. Right, I forgot I also need to do different. I have to use each class for like 10 matches. We forgot about that. Yeah, damn, this thing has a lot of fucking ammo. Holy shit, look at that. He shoots twice at the same fucking time. Holy shit. Yeah, it's gonna be fun when I end up using this. Yeah, that's probably why it's called the twin bolter. What is this? No. Let's see, armory. Yeah, Devastator. And then the salt. Okay, there we go. At least it's a one shot then. Yeah, at least there's that then. Okay, there we go. Now I've used all classes during this match. How the hell did he miss? Right, hold on. I already had the video here. Hold on. This might take a bit because I also need to play the game as well. That's farming video. Wait, does this have? Okay, that I'll put 720p just because it doesn't have 60 FPS. Alright, what do we have here?
I have made a
severe.
terrible mistake.
Yeah, a severe lapse of judgment, I know.
To make some content involving the cosplays of P. Diddy and Justin Bieber.
Uh-huh.
And I have hurt and I have caused pain and suffering to an immeasurable amount of people. In the cosplay community, in my community, my fans, my friends, and especially to those who are victims of traumatic experiences and violence in their lives, who have felt
Bro, why is he speaking like a
due to
fucking
my
Bond villain? What the hell?
insensitivity, my lack of forethought and understanding and care.
Yeah, that's missing. He's just pulling out the
to
fucking
even
captain.
post this type of content, let alone even get into these cosplays in the first place. And I have a lot I want to share. I have a lot I want to talk about. But guys, I am so truly, genuinely sorry.
You go away that too.
And I am holding myself accountable to this.
Yeah, this is no better than the fucking Morgan Paul apology after the whole Japanese force thing.
I know how hard some of you guys are hurting. I know how some of you guys are still hurting.
Not as bad as fucking Justin Bieber, though.
Excuses for these actions. I have no excuses for what it was that I did. At the end of the day, what I chose to do, getting into those cosplays and making that content,
was the biggest dumbass fucking decision you probably could have done.
Unacceptable and morally wrong. You know, when it was like the day before the convention.
Yeah, I think it's just the tone of voice that he's doing this shit that I really don't I don't fucking buy the apology at all.
On that next day, D Pity reached out to me and asked me, hey, do you have a Light Yagami wig? Would you be able to throw a Justin Bieber cosplay together really quick? I didn't put any thought into it. All I had really known about the whole the P. Diddy scandal was the memes on the internet related to the freak-offs and related to, you know, like the baby oil thing that happened, and I've seen some random memes here or there. One example being, right, like Justin Bieber getting patted on the wire. And I'm not trying to make this as a justification. I'm not trying to make it as an excuse. I had enough knowledge where I should have made the decision that this content should never have been done, that I should have never accepted.
But then I saw the money that I could make, and I went,
this content
money,
for the sake of
money,
humor,
money,
for the
money.
sake of a Diddy meme. And, you know, as soon as I went ahead and we posted this content, you know, unfortunately there was no one there to discourage us from posting it. There was no one there at the time telling us, guys, this is disgusting, you've got to get out of it. And that is absolutely not an excuse.
Yeah, we couldn't find a single person that had a single working brain cell in our group.
Know, in objective terms, my thought process during that day. But I want to let you guys know I was trying to be immediately accountable for my mistake. As soon as that content was posted, I had immediately gone into action and taken that content down after receiving comments and messages from my friends, from my fans. What are you doing? This is absolutely disgusting. And I went to them individually to apologize. I went to apologize to people that I didn't even know. Because I felt so horrible and sick to my stomach that I would allow this content to be posted on the internet.
But you still did it.
For those who are wondering, I am referring specifically to one of the videos where...
So you only saw that you got called out for it.
It was a recreation of a viral meme I had done earlier back, the Kurapika drowning in
Yeah,
the
I
bathtub.
really wonder what
except
the
instead
response
of
would be
this, we
if
have
people
replaced
were actually
Kurapika and Gon with
into it.
P.
Would
Diddy
he
and
see?
Justin
Would he be
Bieber.
seeing?
And instead of water, it was
would he be
baby
singing
oil.
the same tune if people were on
And
board with what he did?
When I looked back at that, and I put myself in the shoes of those who are victims of SA, who are victims of violence, I had so much regret, so much shame in myself, that I had even thought this kind of behavior was acceptable. And guys, I am so sorry. I know how hard it must have been.
I've seen fucking soap operas that aren't this
everyone to
fucking
see that
dramatic.
kind of
Like holy shit.
content. And it must have been even harder for those of you who are my friends. You guys.
Yeah,
who
what is this fucking?
we've made memories
What is this
with.
shit they see in the fucking drama club?
You guys have put your trust in me. And we've shared so many experiences throughout these years, all to be thrown away because of my lack of forethought and my lack of understanding on the severity of this situation.
Bro,
on
I'm just waiting for him to pull out the
how
fucking
horrible
evil speech.
this real life human P. Diddy was. I took the time to read about all
Yeah, I'm
of
just
the
waiting for him to
things
go full like
that it is that he
Yagami
is
or
being
whatever.
accused for and already convicted for, all of his crimes related to sex trafficking, prostitution, all these horrible acts. And there's a side of this internet that is poking fun at this. There are people making fun of the baby oil and the Diddy memes, but that is absolutely no excuse. Because
Right, you went a little too far. And you should have known you went a little too far.
in that content that was posted, it could be seen as the victims being the punchline, and that is never, ever acceptable.
Never.
SA is
ever.
absolutely not a joke, and I never would ever intend for it to be a joke. And I am so sorry for that, guys.
Does he always speak like this?
So incredibly sorry. And I know I don't deserve anyone's forgiveness right now. I don't deserve anyone to defend me right now. I know what I did was wrong. And it was a horrible, horrible mistake that if I had the opportunity, I would absolutely never do this type of thing again.
Not really. Okay, so he's just doing a
But
bit, make
unfortunately,
himself look fucking dramatic
happened.
and like a victim or whatever. I don't know.
And as a result, I have lost everything. And losing everything didn't matter to me as much as the people that I hurt, who I cared about the most in my life.
The people that made me content. I can no longer exploit them anymore. So unfair.
I have not only betrayed some of my best friends, but the content that I made dismissed not only our friendship, not only their trust in me, but it also dismissed all of the victims in this world. And there's so many people, and I know how hard it is for you guys to share these experiences. And there are people who have even shared these things with me.
Bro, I'm just
And
not
that
even
made
fucking
me
take this
feel
shit seriously.
Even shittier of a
Why is he
person.
making this so fucking over dramatic?
You know, I can't control how others are going to view me from now on. I can't control how you guys choose to view me in the future. But I am at a crossroads. And I'm at a crossroads where I genuinely have a serious opportunity to reevaluate myself.
Right, he's probably just going for more ammo right now.
Look at parts of me that I may not want to look at myself. What even caused me to even consider this type of content
Right, at
was
least in one
remotely
shot.
okay? To reflect on this action, on this mistake. I'm so sorry, guys. You know.
Okay, I guess he's still
know
going
I'm
for ammo.
human.
Yeah, I think he's probably just gonna say when it goes when he
Humans make
runs out.
mistakes.
When he doesn't need more.
And I want you to know that I want to be better. I know I can do better.
Then do it.
Honestly, I am better than this. And due to my lack of judgment.
There we go. There it is. There's the
I've hurt so many
line.
people.
He said the thing. He said the thing. Man, the big sigh.
Be
There we
taking
go.
an extended break from content for the time being. I have such a massive burden that I now have to carry on my shoulders for not only
The
the
amount
rest of
of
my
money that I
career,
can no longer make.
but for the rest of my life, knowing how many people I have utterly betrayed and how many people whose trust I have completely breached and broken.
Sure. And? Hello?
I'm really sorry.
No.
I hope you can find it in you to forgive me.
I thought the video froze there. Okay. Okay, so I really didn't fucking take that much seriously, like, at all. He's trying to make this sound so fucking dramatic, like, holy shit, dude. Hold on, I'm searching up something. Afterwards, I'll okay, here we go. Let's look up the comments in this thing. Hey, hold on. Okay, here we go. See, I honestly didn't know until I saw the explanation on Danny's story. I'm disappointed that one of my favorite YouTubers did something like that. Just the fact alone that P was able to actually apologize and take the blame takes a lot of courage to do. People tend to not want to admit their mistakes and shift the blame on someone else. I just hope that nothing like that ever happens again and that P really does some research for posting stuff on this kind in the future. Like, I don't know. The apology really didn't feel fucking sincere at all. It just felt like an excuse to make me sound even more dramatic and shit. It's making me feel sorry for him. Honestly, he probably should have just kept the first apology video. It's really the first video I watched from Pete in months, and it's like when he had to just be cosplay for a titty joke. Being that sporty did that, but I'm proud of you for owning up your mistakes. So guys, I respect you for that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about this person, so I really can't make much of an assessment to say if what they're saying is truthful or not. But what it seems like is, yeah, I don't know. Ooh. Gotta go. Territory, the territory. Okay, I need to fucking reset this thing. Okay, here we go. There we go. Now it's reset. Right, here we go. Alright, hold on. There's something I need to fucking do. Even he was like, I really hope you could forgive me. People tend to not admit them. Calling Bellinger. I don't know, but even when they do admit it, doesn't seem very sincere. So I don't know. Right, as long as it doesn't fucking repeat it, it should be fine. But I don't know. I don't buy it at all. Alright. Alright, can I always finally fucking wait, hold on. Get rid of this. That. Right, there's game audio. Yeah, let's see if I can finally fucking change the appearance so I can get the trophy done. Battle damage. Nope, still can't. Yeah, I think I just need to wait until I have like level 41. I reach level 41 so I can get the MK4 Maximus and get this shit done. Right, I can technically get everything for Chaos Marine because I've been using that character a lot more compared to Space Marine. And from what I've heard before, he's also made transfer jokes, I think, with miners. Yeah, I don't know. I don't buy it at all. Maybe it's just me being pessimistic, but I didn't buy that fucking apology 1 second. Right, yeah, there we go. Obviously, the Chaos Marine already has like a lot of shit unlocked though. It's just I haven't really used the regular Space Marines that much, so I don't have anything unlocked for armor and shit. What about Jones though? Alright, so what do we have already done so far? It's 3, 4, 5. Okay. Right, and this one I don't think you need to unlock them. So it's 14 weapons you have to get done. So we have 4 out of 14 done. Alright, not too bad. but some 3 of them I'm gonna need 2 more people so I can get the multi-kills. Right. I'm gonna be doing this one afterwards. And probably the Stalker Bolter. And the Vengeance Launcher I'll probably do the Vengeance Launcher first if there's like more than 2 people. If not, I'll just do the Storm Bolter and the Stalker Bolter and then the Melra Gun. Oh wait, no. The Heavy Bolter. Yeah, there we go. The Melra Gun is another one they need to get multi-kills. Right. I think the Power Sword, I think that's DLC that you don't need to worry about for the trophy. I'm pretty sure. Also, I haven't even found out how to unlock that thing. But yeah, I think that'll do for today though. Yeah. I already have a schedule, so we're gonna be doing more of it tomorrow. Yeah, we're just gonna be doing this shit until we're done. Like for the entire week or something. I don't know. Until we are done with this. Or at least until we have everything that at least requires 2 people to get done. Because we need 2 more people for the DLC campaign. Yeah, the Exterminatus campaign. And then I need 3 people for... Yeah, we need 4 people for Exterminatus. Then we need 3 people for the multi-kills. Right, that's all that's left. And there's some other miscellaneous trophies I have to worry about as well. But yeah, hopefully it shouldn't take too long. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow there should be more people online, so this doesn't take as long. We'll see. But yeah, just this. Alright, that should do it. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this session of Space Marine 1. We had decent enough, I guess. But yeah, the multi-kill stuff is the one that's gonna take the longest, just because of how many more kills you need to get compared to the other weapons. But yeah, we'll see if we are lucky enough to get more people tomorrow, so we can, start with the multi-kills. Yeah, we'll see. And maybe Sermonatus later? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, there's still a lot of shit that needs to be done with Space Marine 1. And not just... I'm talking about the single player. But yeah, we'll get there when we get there though. So yeah, next stream shall be tomorrow. We are pretty much gonna continue on with more Space Marine 1. Yeah, again, if there's multiplayer shit and there's a person available for melee next day, I'll just keep playing the game over and over again until it's done. So I don't have to worry about other people's schedules. But yeah, next stream shall be tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. GMT 0, where we are gonna be continuing on where we left off with more Space Marine 1. If you like to be notified when I go live, or any other shenanigans I have in mind, like stream schedules or video uploads, you can go to my Discord where you'll be notified as such. And if you also want to keep track of any previous streams that also pass, you can also go to my YouTube channel as well. Now with all that said and done, who are we gonna be raiding today? Well, let's use online now, shall we? Alright, let's see here. Let's try you. Yeah, what are they up to? Here we go. So yeah, for this stream I'm gonna be rating Yumi 19. Right now they're going through a Quiet Place: The Road Ahead, the movie, the game that's tying to the movie, or the second movie I think. So yeah, you guys have fun with Yumi. I also was on my rest day, but as always, have a good one. Bye. Bye bye. See ya. Have a good one. Bye. Bye bye. See ya.